La la la. La la la. Just checking to see if it's working. Okay. Dobbie, you're not going to come join? Dobbie, come join. Hey, Joshua. What's up? Dobbie, are you going to attack me if I try to pick you up? Dobbie, for those who don't know, oh, she's already gone. Dobbie is a feisty little being. I love her very much, but she is very feisty. And she does not like to be picked up. And she has no problem biting me or scratching me. Right, Dobbie? Come here. Okay. No Dobbie. She is saying no. Hope the list came in handy. It did. Thank you again. Oh, no. Sorry. Hold on. The condensation from one of my drinks. I take notes for like characters and stuff for different shows that I watch because I watch so many things. And the condensation for one of my drinks I didn't realize was on the table. And it's my friend showed me these. I love them. They're dry erase notebooks. And it almost erased everything that I had wrote for the Bates Motel. That would have been frustrating. Yes, the list came in handy. I was poking through it. I did not get a chance to go through everything because there's so much of it, but thank you for that. That was really cool. I didn't know that that existed. I knew that there were like spoiler talks and things that people were compiling, but I didn't know there was like that kind of organization, which is impressive. Hi, Zainab. Thank you for joining us. So sorry I was a little late. I said 6:30 and then I was like that's not going to happen. So then I made it 7 and then I ended up jumping on a little earlier anyway. So we are here to discuss, hey Skid, to discuss episode 6. Episode 6. I'm hoping to stay on a bit. My allergies are rocking today. Let's move this humidifier a little closer, shall we? So it might not be on as long as I was last time. Hi, Czar. And yeah, I'm hoping to stay on for a bit. I end up getting so distracted by everything and talking and all. So then like I end up staying on long anyway. But I hope I can because I'm like, I feel icky today. But we are here to talk season 3, episode 6. Spoilers. I'm assuming everybody saw the episode. I'm assuming most of it happens already. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of it was on there. I'm wondering if a lot of people have things that they were questioning and didn't really want to post on that list because they weren't like 100% positive, but then as the season comes out, maybe they'll be more inclined to because things will be kind of like confirmed in certain ways. So maybe people will be adding to it. Yep, you watched. Yeah. I don't know if we have any Swifties in here, but I am a big Swiftie. And for those who don't know, Taylor announced that she is going to be dropping her 12th album on October 3rd. And there was so much chaotic Swiftiness happening this week. You watched it at 3 a.m. exactly. I remember you said that you were going to go to sleep and get up for it. TS12. I'm not going to do a Jason Kelsey scream, but TS12. I'm so excited. There's so much chaotic Swiftiness happening this week that I was going to try and get up earlier for the Summer I Turned Pretty, and I was just like, that's not happening. I was up. Oh my God. I was up. Wait, so now it's all a blur. It's all a blur for me, guys. Was it Tuesday into Wednesday? I think it was Tuesday into Wednesday. I just remember being up when she dropped the timer for the pre-sale. I was up until like 2 a.m. because I pre-ordered, and then I was talking to a bunch of people on TT, and then the Summer I Turned Pretty came out. Yeah, because then the Summer I Turned Pretty came out Wednesday morning, and then they had the podcast yesterday, last night, and then I stayed up and I watched that, and then she dropped more stuff, and there were doors and locks, and so this week has been wild. This week has been wild. Normally, my brain is like strictly the Summer I Turned Pretty, and my brain's like kind of all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to focus in on some of these specific details of the episode. I did not get a chance to rewatch it. I usually like to do that. I watch it, I go through the edit, which helps me kind of watch it again. And then I rewatch it just to like pick up on things that I may have missed or didn't necessarily really soak in or kind of get like a different perspective of. I didn't get a chance to watch that yet. Hi, Maria. So I have to rewatch it. But what did everybody think? If you did not watch my reaction, I thought it was my favorite episode of the season. Not that I loved everything that happened in it, but I thought it was definitely my favorite episode of the season. I actually didn't get a chance to ask them why, but I was in a live stream. I mentioned it in my reaction. If you all have TikTok or go on TT, if you all go on TT, life.with.bri, BRI, she's a huge Swiftie and she does tons of stuff over there. They're actually right now, or they probably just ended. They usually end at 7. They do Tay Bingo, where she has bingo cards on her main page that you can download, and then she plays songs, and like they do like a bingo game. They do Tay trivia on Tuesdays and stuff like that. But I was talking to somebody in there, and they said that they hated this week's episode, and I was like, why? I want to know why. But I really liked it. Oh, I don't have my light on. Ooh. Ah, that's better. I need Adam off my screen. Oh my gosh. Oh, Adam. You know what my issue was with Adam this episode? Obviously, the typical Adam things, him being obnoxious, rude, horrifyingly terrible to his children. This episode, he was acting very see, even but anything I say is, like, obvious, I feel. He was acting, like, very full of himself, but also very secure within himself. I feel like he typically goes in a little aggressively, not comfortable, let's say that. Typically, he's aggressive and not I at least feel like he doesn't read as if he is comfortable with the situation that he is in because he knows that like everyone kind of feels a little rough about him, I think. But in this episode, he was just like ha ha ha, drinking his scotch, like joking around with the sons, ordering his steak. Let's go catch a game and eat some wings after. And I was like, why? Like he was acting like he was like so comfortable and content with everything that was happening. And I was like, how are you so freaking oblivious to what is going on with your children? My God, I just got we're good. I got a tweet from Taylor Nation and I was like, what is she doing now? It's just saying we're checking things off our list. Pre-added glitter, lots of glitter. I was like, Taylor, please don't drop anything else. I'm gonna go broke. Oh my gosh. Did anybody get anything from Taylor's drop? I got everything. I pre-ordered the vinyl, the cassette. You know what happened? I don't even collect the cassettes. It just looked so pretty. And they had the add all to cart button. And I was like, boom, done, out. But then I'm like, I don't need the freaking cassette. What did I pre-order the cassette for? So I'm gonna go in and see if I could just cancel the cassette, which I don't think I can because it's all in the same order. So I think what it's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to get it and then return it, ship it back. But I got those 3, and then when she dropped the CDs yesterday, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool." Which I also thought were, like, very well priced. 17, I think it was, 17.99, and you got the jewelry box and the charm and stuff. That was really cool. ADD. So back to Adam. Yeah, I felt like he was just very secure with himself and comfortable, and it made me even more irritated. It made me dislike him even more so, because I was like, now not only are you being an obnoxious butthole, but you were even more secure within doing that by acting so lax and chill. Ugh, it just made me I was so mad at him, made me even more frustrated. And it didn't even like he doesn't even make any sense. I like I feel like I've had such gripes with the writing this season that I'm starting to notice a lot of things, and I'm like, is it just that the writing doesn't make sense, or is it that Adam is an idiot? Both could be very possible. They literally just ate. They just went to the steakhouse. They had a plethora of food. They exit the building, are still standing in front of it, and he's like, "Let's go get some wings." I'm like, "You just ate. What do you?" Even Conrad was even like, "What? Like, we just ate. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, we'll smoke a cigar and this and that, blah blah." I'm like, "Adam, what are you like?" I don't know. Like, is that bad writing, or is that just Adam being stupid? Is it like he doesn't know how else to bond with his sons? So he's like, let's just keep eating food and we'll, we'll do that. Let's just keep eating food. That'll be a good icebreaker so I don't have to actually talk to you and have a conversation. I hate him so much. He's pregnant. He's pregnant. Oh gosh, please. I was gonna say, please, we don't need any children from Adam, but we do have 2 wonderful boys. We don't need Adam raising any more children. Let's say that. We don't need him raising any more children. He does not know how to parent. That is not something that we need from Adam. Ugh. I thought it was funny though that not funny, but interesting that he brought up Kaylee in the car, because if anybody was in the last live stream, I mentioned, or did I mention it in the live stream? I can't remember now. Regardless, my friend had a theory that she posted on TT where she thought that he was going to soft launch Kaylee at the wedding, which is partly why he did like a quick spin around of accepting the wedding. And I was like, yeah, that would make sense as to why he did the turnaround so fast. But I think it's just he's looking at it as a business opportunity now. I think that's what it is, because they really, really emphasized that this episode, even more so with Denise, when Denise was telling Steven or asking Jeremiah questions about like what the dress code is. And then Steven was like, "Oh, you're going?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna miss out on an opportunity to schmooze with the partners." And I was like, that's what this is. That's what this is for the company. It's a big party for the company. It's to get him to be able to be like, look how great my son is. He's the one who figured everything out. And oh, also he's getting married. Isn't that amazing? Like, look at me, look at me, look at me. That makes the most sense and business sense. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. It's just that, because you can see he's just, I don't know. There's no other reason, because he sucks. There is no coming to terms with the fact that they're gonna do it anyway. There was like he was annoyed that Belly was there, which I didn't go into this. So when I do my reactions, it is a reaction. It is my reaction to that content in the moment, my very, very first thoughts and first reactions. So those opinions tend to evolve and form fully after I watch it and edit it again. And I had wished that I went a little more into the opening scenes with Belly, because on my second watch through while editing, I felt like she was being, like, very absent-minded, very floaty and flighty. I feel like wasn't wasn't Jeremiah the messy one in the books? To be honest with you, I feel like they portrayed him as being a bit messy. I can't distinctly remember any specific things or, like, from what book. I feel like in maybe it was book 3? Like, they had moments, I'll say that. Like, they had moments where, like, I remember things more vividly from the show. I'm a very visual person, so I remember things more vividly from the show, but I definitely remember them touching on that in the books, that, like, Jeremiah, like, in season 2, where he, like, drinks the cup and puts it in the sink, and Conrad's like, "What the hell are you gonna wash that?" Like, it just fun doing the dishes. And then in this season, they showed, like, his dorm room wasn't the cleanest. Um, but I don't remember them ever showing or portraying Belly in that way. And what confused me about this episode was, like, I don't remember them ever portraying Belly like that in the show. That we definitely, as I said, season 2 with the cup, season 3 with the dorm room, we've definitely seen it in the show with Jer, but we've never seen Belly be like that, really. And the only times I can remember seeing, like, Belly's bedroom or something like that, I don't think it was messy. I'm thinking back to season 1 where her and Taylor, I think it was, like, the 1st, 2nd episode, her and Taylor, well, no, it had to have been the 3rd or 4th. No, it was the 1st because Belly was packing for cousins, I think. Maybe her room was a little messy? I don't know. It's showing her mind is at a crossroads. Crossroads, or that she's living in a fantasy world. That's what I got out of it. I got that she is so hyper focused on the wedding that, like, nothing else around her exists. What I felt that too. Because as I did point out in the reaction in season 2, because I love when Lola breaks character for Belly and does something crazy or, like, says something crazy. And I remember in season 2, Jeremiah and her are in the hallway, and it's after they kissed, and he's like, I was thinking we could talk about what happened. And while they're having this moment, Steven comes out of the bathroom and he's like, Belly, your hair's all over the shower. Your hair is in the drain and it's on the walls and it's disgusting. And she just goes, Steven! She just, like, gets so mad and she's just like, Steven! And does her little scream, which is, like, freaking hysterical. But so basically they showed that that's, like, a thing for her, right? That would be one, Nat. There you go. I don't know about the books, but who said that? Yeah, Nat, wasn't Jeremiah the messy one in the books? I think he was in the books. So they have portrayed something of Belly in season 2 with at least the hair and leaving that. There's a Dobbie sighting. Where'd you go? Leaving the the bit of hair in the shower. So I feel like they put that scene in the beginning with Adam specifically being like, she's leaving her hair all in the shower, to show that there was no maturity growth in her from season 2. Like, she's still, even though Steven acknowledged, like, hey, you left your hair in the shower, don't do that, it's gross, she is just careless and kept doing it anyway. But, like, it wasn't that big of a thing to me. It wasn't that big of a thing to me. And then, like, the other thing with, like, messing with the coffee settings, she messed with the coffee settings so that it would be ready for him in the morning. Like, that wasn't a bad thing. Like, she was trying to be nice, but I get it. Like, don't touch other people's stuff. But then she also walked through the kitchen where she looked like she didn't have any pants on. And then, like, she just, like, walked out and was like, "Hey," and she's singing loudly in the shower. I don't know. I felt like they were trying to portray that she is just, like, la-di-da-di-da, going through life and not caring about anybody or anyone around her. Not necessarily not caring, but not being aware of anyone or anyone around her. And I feel like it was a moment for the show to show, like, hey, everyone thinks that Jeremiah is the immature one and blah, 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 blah. Well, look, Belly is too. Belly is being immature. Belly's being unaware. Belly hasn't grown either. And now Jeremiah is trying to start to in his job, but it was just poorly done, I guess. That makes the most sense when you say that. That's like, Adam isn't used to having anyone live there. That too, Nat. Yeah. No one wants to live with Adam. Adam's not used to having anyone there because no one wants to live with Adam. But yeah, that's it. It just, she seemed very bubbly and very flighty in that beginning scene. Even like little kiddish, right? Like, because when she walks up and she's like, "Did you ask him?" She's like all wide-eyed, just kind of like bouncing around. And then also Jeremiah, she's like, what about tomorrow morning? And Jeremiah's like, you have the meeting with Paige, is that her name? At the Deb Ball lady. You have the meeting with Paige. And she goes, oh, right. Like, she completely forgot that was a thing, which confuses me even more because I felt like they were trying to show that she was like so focused on nothing but the wedding, but then completely forgot something about the wedding. I don't know. I have a really I'm having a really hard time with the writing this season. Like a really hard time. The writing this season, I feel like some people think that I'm just saying that because I'm upset about Jeremiah's character, in which I am a little bit. That is part of it. Again, Taylor Nation reposting things, don't bother me. I am a little bit. That is like trying to forget about the peaches. Trying to block out peaches. No. That's my thing. Like, I the peach scene in episode 5 was my favorite scene cuz even though I'm team Jeremiah, I know they're all fictional characters. It's not real life. It's not a real story. It's a fake story for our entertainment. So I do look at it as an entertainment perspective. That scene was beautiful and there was definitely chemistry there. So it was my favorite scene. That's why I say, like, I think a lot of people think that I'm just trying to defend Jeremiah because I'm like upset with the way the writing has portrayed his character, which is definitely a thing, but it is and that was at the beginning, like the first 2 episodes. I was really pointing things out because it was happening with Jeremiah at the beginning. Now that we're on episode 6, I have a ton of problems. And I feel like maybe some people think I'm just like trying to find problems so that it doesn't look like I'm just defending Jeremiah, but I'm not. I have plenty of problems. If y'all want to sit here, I'll rattle them off. Like, I have so many problems with things that the show. One of the comments that I got in the last episode, I mentioned it in my reaction. The username is crisis something with like number. We're having an excellent conversation, and it's funny because like the one of the reasons I do reactions is because I have a really hard time forming my thoughts into a short little box. I am just like blah, 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 blah. So I make really long comments sometimes, and this person also makes really long comments. So we're like apologizing to each other in regards to our long, ridiculous comments. but like both totally are meeting the same energy, and they're Bonrad and I'm Jelly. So it's really interesting because it's a total civil conversation. They even said to me, the I just answered one of their comments, and they were like, I really hope that you don't think that I'm trying to like convince you of to be a Bonrad or like change you. And I was like, I hope that I don't think that, and I hope that you don't think that I am doing the same thing to you. Like, I feel like this fandom has to be so defensive with each other sometimes, because it's like, oh my God, what are you? What am I? Or are we allowed to talk about this? Are we going to get into a fight? Like, no, that takes away the fun of it. We're supposed to be able to talk and see things from a different perspective. But what was funny is one of the things that it was talking about with that person was actually a crazy big defense of Conrad. And I feel like it sounds funny from me coming from a jelly to do that, but it has to do with the writing of the show, and I don't agree with it, and I don't like it. I don't like how they're doing it, because I feel like in order to fairly defend the person that I support, I need the other thing to make sense, and it's not making sense to me, and I don't like it, but I'll go into that more later. Let's read some comments. Trying to forget about the peaches. Conrad is on her mind. The writing is meant to mess with us. I remember that. Conrad, yeah, Conrad is on her. Conrad is on her mind. The writing is meant to mess with us. So are you saying that like the reason that when I pointed out in the last episode, in this most recent one, episode 6, why she's being so bubbly and flighty is because Conrad is on her mind? That would make sense. I could see that if that's what you're saying. Like she's kind of like on a high. She's on a love high from the peaches, that peach juice. She's like kind of all like bubbly, but that was 2 weeks ago, because they said there was a 2-week time jump. So she could still be on a high. That's the power might be there. In the book, Taylor hates Conrad because she tried to flirt with him. I do remember that. I do remember that. And in the book, she's trying to flirt with Jeremiah. Oh, and they do point that out. They do point that out in the I don't remember in the books, but in the show, because when she comes to visit in season 1, she was flirting with Jeremiah, and then I think Belly points out it's because Conrad wouldn't give her the time of day or something like that. In the book, Taylor hates Conrad because she tried to flirt with him sometime. I think so. And it's not in the show. Yeah, it is in the show, kind of. Why Taylor hates Conrad in the show. And let me start over. I'm sorry. I'm putting your comments all over the place. In the book, Taylor hates Conrad because she tried to flirt with him sometime. I think so. And it's not in the show. Why Taylor hate Conrad in the show? And by the way, as a Conrad stan, I love watching. Well, first, mwah, I love you for being here. Thank you for watching. So yeah, I started like responding before I read the whole comments. In the book, I do recall them saying that she was trying to flirt with Conrad. So I can answer better for the show. Season 1, Taylor comes to visit, and she's kind of flirting with Jeremiah, and she calls him Jeremy. I don't know if you remember that. She calls him Belly and Jeremiah are waiting for her to arrive, and they were even joking about how like she's gonna call me Jeremy. And Belly's like, yeah, she knows what your name is. Like she's trying to flirt. And I think she says, I could be wrong, but I think she says like it's because she tried that with Conrad and he didn't give her the time of day. And then she gets off and she's like, hello, Jeremy. And I think it's because not only that Conrad didn't give her the time of day, but that she knows that Belly likes Conrad. But in the show, she doesn't, at least to me, very clear that she does not like Conrad because of how he treats Belly in season 1. So if we go back to season 1, episode 4 is when Taylor comes, I believe. That is Belly's birthday episode. And Belly tells her about what's been happening with Conrad. And so now we're going to go back again. Are you ready for this? Because I just watched season 1 not that long ago. And so this is like really fresh in my head. In episode 1, Belly is talking to Susanna about the dead ball, and Susanna's like, yeah, you should do it. And then Conrad makes a comment about how like it's stupid and it's not your thing, like it's stupid, you shouldn't do it. And then when she goes to the party later that night, she sees him with Nicole, and she finds out that Nicole and him went to the dead ball together last season. And she's like, oh, so you can go to the dead ball and hang out with her, but like it's stupid when I do it. And he was like, stop being a baby. What does he say? He says, it's funny because I even made notes about it to like refresh my memory. I make notes like crazy. That's how my brain works. Nicole introduces herself to Belly, says her and Conrad went to the ball. Belly says to Conrad, I thought you thought the ball was stupid, referencing when he told her she shouldn't do it, and he calls her a brat. That's what it is. He's like, don't be such a brat. And she's like, what? And then that's when Jeremiah runs over and he's all happy to see her. And then stuff happens. And then there's the fight. And then she gets hit and everything. And then it's episode 2. Episode 2, he's being a little cold to her still. I love how I just said I was fresh in my head, but now I want to make sure I get everything right. Episode 2 is the Cameron episode where she goes on the date with Cameron. They mess up her date at the drive-in. And then later on that night, Conrad is in the kitchen and he's like, how'd your hot date go? And she was like, rails into him and is like, you guys messed that up on purpose. That wasn't right of you. You shouldn't have done that. And he is like, oh my God, you're overreacting. He says, grow up. I don't care about you, and stop being such a baby. That's where he calls her a baby, because he's like, oh, grow up. I don't even care about you. Stop being such a baby. And then she yells at him some more, and he's like, why don't you go look in the mirror some more? And that is what she tells Taylor. She tells Taylor about all those moments, and like, he told me to go look in the mirror some more. And that's why Taylor gets mad and hates Conrad. So it's episode 3. I'm sorry. It's not episode 4. Episode 3 is her birthday. That's when Taylor comes to visit. Belly fills Taylor in on everything. And that's also why when Conrad brings Nicole to the hangout when they're in the pool later on in the episode, and they go to leave because Taylor hits Nicole in the face with a ball, which I was not a fan of. I thought that was wrong. That was very messed up. She like spikes the volleyball over into Nicole's face. They go to leave, and then I forget exactly what she says, but Taylor says something like, yeah, why don't you go look in the mirror some more, or something like that. Or maybe it was when she came in. I don't know, she throws that back into Conrad's face. Or no, that's what it is. She says something like, we're gonna go look in the mirror at each other, or something like that. And he's like, what? Like, she's definitely does not like Conrad because of what Belly had told her was happening. But the way Taylor pushes Steven away, wouldn't she be more similar to him? Yeah, that's, I think, the irony of the situation is like, Taylor and Conrad are very, very similar. Taylor and Conrad are very similar in regards to guarding their emotions and not being 100% honest with not only the people around them, but within themselves. I think that the difference is that Taylor's a little more interactive if you will. Like, she will talk to you, have a full-on conversation, hang out, and acts like nothing bothers her, as to where Conrad is a little more guarded overall in general. But they are very, very similar with having to do with, like, their crushes and how they feel about people. Because that's the same issue with Taylor and Steven is kind of the main issue with Belly and Conrad, where Conrad all Conrad had to do was say that he loved her at the motel and wanted to be with her, and he couldn't say it. All Taylor has to do is say that she loves Steven and wants to be with him, and she can't say it. That's why I took issue, and this doesn't have to do with the writing. This just has to do with the character in general. That's why I took issue with Lucinda and the advice that she was giving to Taylor in the last episode, because which I guess, like, thinking about it, I can't be too critical of Lucinda because we don't necessarily know what she exactly knows because it's coming from Taylor. So is Taylor conveying the information accurately? We don't know. But Lucinda's like, oh, wear like a cute dress. He's going to be stopped in his tracks. Like, hang out with him. Oh, you're playing the let's be friends card. That's smart. Stay in the realm of being his friend. And it's like, no. No, don't do that. Don't play the friend game. Don't play all these games. Just tell him how you feel. You need, like, we know that Steven cares about you. You know that Steven cares about you, and you know that you care about him. So just be honest. It's the honesty. And she almost does, well, she does exactly what Conrad kind of did too, right? Where, like, she almost said it, but then she couldn't say it. She almost said it at the hospital when Steven came out of the coma, but because he first said, "I don't think we're bad for each other. Like, we shouldn't continue this. We shouldn't be together." She took a step back and was like, "Yeah, you're right." Instead of doing what she should have done, which was say, "No, I was wrong. I don't really believe that. I do want to be with you." But she couldn't say it. Taylor Nation, stop tweeting things. We can't find the key. What is they're being cryptic again, y'all. We can't find the key. Lost it in Vancouver. Oh, someone tweeted, "Let me in, Taylor Nation." Let me in, Taylor Nation, because I think there's a playlist for The Life of a Showgirl on Spotify. So they took a screenshot, said, "Let me in, TN," and they said, "We can't find the key, lost it in Vancouver." Y'all need to stop. I can't say that. I can't devote any more energy to this right now. Damn, Taylor Nation's killing me today. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Yep. Me too. I really thought Conrad was going to spill about Kaylee so many times this episode. Yeah, someone else said that in my comments. They said something along the lines of, like, I really thought that Conrad was going to spill about Kaylee in the car. And then Jeremiah touched his arm, and, like, so he held back. I don't know if he was necessarily going to spill about the cheating, but I think that he was definitely gonna, like, ream into Adam a little bit more, and I was fully here for it. I do also, though, understand why Jeremiah stopped him, because we have to think of that this is one of the things that I really love about the show, is that the characters are so complex, at least they were in seasons 1 and 2, and the characters are so complex. And so you really have to put yourself in the shoes of the character to understand why they do certain things. So to us, we're like, "No, Jeremiah, don't stop him. Let him have it. Let Adam have it." But to Jeremiah, he has seen time and time again Conrad get worked up over certain things and kind of, like, explode in certain ways towards Adam. and has never truly understood why. To Jeremiah, it looks like him and Adam just have a bad relationship for whatever reasons they may have. So that goes back to like episode 5 in season 1. Adam shows up to the 4th of July party and Jeremiah's all excited. And Conrad's like, oh God, which is probably a majority of people's opinion at this point, but he's like, oh God, he's here. And throughout the whole episode, Conrad is like going at him in like little digs. And Jeremiah is really upset because he's like, I don't understand why you're giving him. I don't think I'm allowed to curse. I can't remember. I think I am, but poop. You're giving him poop, Conrad. Why are you doing that? Like, he doesn't understand it's because Conrad knows about the cheating. So he's like, why are you being mean to dad? And at the end of the episode, towards the end, he's even like, you need to squash this beef. It's 4th of July. I'm happy he's here. Everybody else is like family and we're all having this good time. Like, stop ruining the good time by fighting with Adam. And if Jeremiah knew the reason, he would obviously understand, but he didn't know the reason. And so that animosity from Conrad towards Adam carries through all these years because he's the only one, aside from Laurel and Susanna, and then Belly, because he ended up telling Belly, he was the only one who knew about the cheating. So in the car now for this last episode to Jeremiah, it's like, once again, here we go again. Conrad's getting angry at dad, probably because he's being a jerk, but like, Conrad, like, don't get worked up. Puts his hand on his arm, like, calm down, don't fight with him, like, it's not, don't waste your energy on it, not realizing Conrad has a very good excuse for why he's reacting like that. But so yeah, I don't know if he necessarily would have blurted out the Kaylee thing. I think he would have just went into him. Man, Nat, I wish that would happen. Yeah, right? I do too. Maybe next episode. Yeah, I think Redbird is going to open his mouth. Yes, I think Redbird is going to open his mouth. Redbird is okay. Oh, we're not talking about that. You mean Redbird's going to open his mouth about about what happened with Jeremiah and Belly. I thought we were still on Kaylee. So for Kaylee, maybe the next episode, I don't know how that's going to happen. Jeremiah's look when he saw Adam and Kaylee, was he thinking in that moment how long that was going on for? Probably. That would be a question that I would have, I would think. I think it was a mixture of when did this start? And also just feeling awkward after not having seen his father with anybody. At least I would assume he hasn't. That's another problem that I have with the writing, with this time jump. 4 years, we missed so much. I get why they did it, but so much happens in 4 years. So it leaves us to assume so much during those 4 years. So I'm assuming, since the show never really said to us, I'm assuming that neither of them have seen Adam with anybody since Susanna, because we don't have any reference to any other girlfriends or anything like that. So it might have just also been that like Jeremiah felt awkward seeing his father with somebody that wasn't his mother. With that said, it's been 4 years, but it would still feel a little awkward. Because it's like, even though it's been 4 years since Susanna passed, it was his whole life with his parents, right? So, yeah, I don't know. That would be my assumption, is that it was just weird for him to see. Mm, 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 mm. And baby, that's how you pre-order The Life of a Showgirl. For those who need to know Life of a Showgirl, you can now pre-order it on Apple Music. Just give it to us already. Come on. We don't have to wait till October. Did you see that Jeremiah doesn't want Conrad to be around Belly alone? I guess he's not wrong. Yeah, so in episode 5, at the end of the episode, honey, I'm home, and he walks in, and Belly makes the comment, Conrad took me to the stores that I needed to go to. He was with me all day and blah, blah, blah. You can see he kind of goes like, and like looks like, oh, Conrad took you, did he? So there's definitely a certain amount of insecurity there still. And then in this episode, I don't think it's that. Let me change what I was going to say. I think it's that Jeremiah doesn't want Conrad to be around Belly. I think it's that he's starting to pick up on things that are making him feel uncomfortable and realizing that there might still be something there. Because that look in episode 5 where he was like, oh, they spent the whole day together. And then in this episode, at the end, Belly calls him when he's at the restaurant with Adam and Conrad, and she tells the story about Rosie the dog and how it was Jeremiah. And he goes, no, it wasn't. He goes, no, it wasn't. It was Conrad. No, it was you. No, it was Conrad because Steven and I gave him for crying when the family came to pick the dog up. And she was like, oh, and you can see he kind of like shrinks a little. And then he's like, dad's wait. They make it a point to show Adam sitting at the table doing his Adam thing. And they make it a point to show that and have Jeremiah say, oh, dad's waving us over. I gotta go. And we're like, no, he wasn't. He was eating his steak. He was actually eating Jeremiah's dessert, if you notice that. When Jeremiah got up, he's like, ooh, I'm just gonna try some of this. I'm like, go away, Adam. But he definitely was not waving them over to leave. Jeremiah lied because he wanted to get off the phone with Belly because I think it made him a little uncomfortable. So I think again, episode 5 with the look about them spending time together, episode 6, where he was like, this conversation of you having a memory of me when it's Conrad is making me a little uncomfortable. I think he's definitely starting to pick up on things where he's like, wait a second. And now, yeah, like he's starting to pick it up. And the problem is he hasn't picked things up earlier because they haven't been around each other. They haven't been around each other for 4 years. The 4-year time jump. For 4 years, it has been Belly and him at school at Finch, and he's never seen Belly and Conrad interact, at least to our knowledge, for an extended amount of time. Because I know there's some people in the comments saying, well, like they had to have seen each other for holidays or something, right? But that's the freaking 4-year time jump, and nothing is confirmed for us. We don't know. So we're going to have to assume that, yeah, probably at some point for some holidays they did see each other, but that's a different atmosphere, right? That's a different setting. Like if they saw each other for Thanksgiving, the families are together for Thanksgiving. They're having Thanksgiving dinner, and that's that. They're not like hanging out, you know? So I don't think Conrad and Belly ever had anything for Jeremiah to read during those 4 years because they didn't hang out. They weren't together. But after they were together and he took note of that, and then that happened. It's like now it's starting to hit him where it's like, wait a second, things are still there. Are things still there? Maybe things are still there. And it's making him feel uncomfortable. There's something that I could say about the end of the book that pertains to this conversation, but I don't know if I should say it because I don't want to ruin things for people if they haven't read the book or if somebody doesn't want to know. If you're okay with that, I will say it. But if you don't want a spoiler for that, I won't say it. But something that like directly pertains to what we're talking about. That happens in the book, but it's at the end, so I don't know if it happens in the show. It's golden. Yeah, if you guys don't want me to say it, say so in the chat, and then I won't say it. My friend found a TT that said something that I didn't remember until they said it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." At the end of episode 6, we finally get a Taylor song after long awaited 5 episodes. I don't know why they freaking took us that long. My hope and heart is in the fact that they have a TS12 song that they're gonna unleash on us at the end of this season. I am hoping, because if I'm not mistaken, the finale is September 17th. So this is episode 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. The finale is September 17th. And then 2 weeks and 2 days later would be Taylor's album release. So I think they have a TS12 song that they're waiting to unleash on us. And maybe they didn't have the funds to get any other ones. Or maybe that's why they're starving of some Taylor songs. But the and it's from season 1. Yeah, that's I'm like, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about. Yes. So at the end of the last episode, they play False God, which is an amazing song. I love that song. Amazing song. They play False God. And in season 1, the famous fireworks scene, they played False God. And it was funny when she sent that to me because I was like, I felt like it felt familiar. But I also have been in such a Swifty brain mode this week that I'm like, did I just feel like it felt familiar because it was a Taylor song and I've been asking for a Taylor song for so long? It was the same song. I have to go back and watch that scene. I wonder if it was like the exact same part too. But what I also thought was interesting, how did they say it exactly? Something about Belly saying her heart stopped. And if you watch this episode, this scene, she said you hear a heartbeat. Oh, where is it? My friend sends me so many videos. Here it is. Wasn't gonna drink tonight, but cheers to Jenny Han for putting heartbeats before playing False God. Because the last time we heard a Taylor Swift song, oh, that's what it was. Okay. Because the last time we heard a Taylor Swift song was You're Losing Me. And the lyrics say, My heart won't start anymore. In episode 1, at the end of episode 1, they play You're Losing Me, and it says My Heart Won't Start Anymore. At the end of this last episode with False God, right before the song plays, they get so close and you hear boom, 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 like a heartbeat. And I was like, "Oh, that's good." Okay, that's where the writing comes in clutch, where I'm like, "That's good. My heart won't start anymore," in the lyrics, and then boom, boom, boom. That's amazing. Hey, Ellie! I haven't joined a live stream since your High School Musical series live, and then I joined your Patreon ever since. Mwah. Thank you for joining us. Very happy you're here. Oh, I miss High School Musical, the series. I miss that so much. You know what's funny? I actually was just reminiscing about that last season too, because every year in August, my boyfriend Robbie goes camping with his friends. It's like ever since they were kids, they do this. And every year, except for the first year we were dating, I went with him. And then every year after that, I've had a reason as to why I couldn't go, and he's camping right now, and I was gonna go with him, and then I was just like, I can't, there's too much going on, so I didn't. But one of the years was High School Musical, the series, and I remember, like, he's so good at understanding things, and I was like, I know that this was, like, the second year I think we were dating, and I was like, I know this sounds funny that, like, I can't go camping with you because I have to watch a TV show, and he was like, "No, I totally understand the reactions and the editing and everything." I was like, "It's dropping all at once." It was a very, very famous show, not famous, but very popular, I'll say, show on my channel. And I was like, I have to do it. If I don't do it right when it drops, it might not do as well. And people are going to be asking where it is. I do also really want to see it. It's the last season. And he was like, "No, totally stay." And then so I remember not rushing through it, but marathoning through it and hysterically crying at the end of it, and then doing the live stream. Oh, I wish there are certain shows where, like, I just wish that I could go back into them not knowing anything. I wish I could go into them blind again because they're so, so good. Uh High School Musical series is one of those for sure. Once Upon a Time is another one for sure. Oh boy. If you click the stars on this, the track list appears. That was there the whole time. No, it wasn't. In the this for Taylor Swift. No, that definitely wasn't there the whole time because there weren't red stars. It was black. Silly Bajilly Willy. Oh, now False God's gonna be stuck in my head. We might just get away with it. Still worship this love. Yes, High School Musical series was a show. Yes, it was. Oh, I loved that show so much. That was a really, really well done show. I remember watching the first series, this first season, and being like, I have no idea what this is about. Someone suggested it to me, and we're just going to roll with it. And I like musicals and I like the Disney Channel. So, why not? And it was so good. I loved it so much that I marathoned the entire first season in one sitting, aside from the finale, because I was like, I do not want to watch this right now. I am exhausted. I want to go into this with a clear head, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. But it was so, so good. It was, like, so, so good that I could not stop, and rarely do I just do everything in one sitting. I'm a very antsy person. I'm literally on my phone right now when I shouldn't be because I'm on a live stream. But Robbie just texted me that he got there safely, so I needed to pay attention to that. But yeah, rarely, like, I'm a very antsy person. Like, I have to get up, I have to get a drink, I have to walk around, I have to, like, pet Dobbie. But I watched the whole freaking thing. I couldn't stop. I see the way he looks at you in the trailer. I see the way he looks at you in the trailer. Oh, Jeremiah says, I see the way he looks at you in the trailer. I don't remember that part, actually. I definitely watched the trailer. I don't remember that part. I will bet money Redbird will open his big red mouth. I will bet money Redbirds will open his big red mouth next episode about Derek cheated. Yeah. So in the book, that is how Joshua, did you read the book? I don't know if I asked you that. I don't know if I ever asked you that. Again, I don't know if I should give spoilers because I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess I just kind of already said it. So we'll roll with this one. That's how it happens in the book. It's Redbird who opens his big red mouth and says it. And somebody hears it. Is high school? Yeah, the audiobook. Okay, me too. How about everybody else in here? Has anybody else read the books? And do you mind if we talk book spoilers or not? Because if somebody doesn't want to be spoiled by the books, then I won't. You read the book too, Skid? Okay. Nat, you did too? Okay, cool. So we're all in good company. There are 14 people in here, but only y'all are answering, so if somebody else I haven't, but I don't mind book spoilers. Okay, cool. Are you sure, Ellie? Because I hate spoilers. I absolutely hate spoilers. So I totally understand if you don't want spoilers for the book because I hate spoilers. Somebody actually leaked pictures of the album covers for TS12 like hours before they dropped. And I was petrified that I was going to see them because I was like, I don't want to see them like that. And part of me was even like, is it real? They were real. I didn't see them, but then people later confirmed, like, yeah, those were the real album covers. And I was like, oh, thank gosh I didn't see them because I would have been so upset. Oh, Ellie's saying something about ADD, and I agree already because I feel it. Conrad will be crashing out. Yeah, he will. The way my ADHD from me requesting different shows for each month. I'm sorry again. I stay up crying watching High School Musical series finale. Oh my god. Dude, the freaking season finale. It wasn't even the season finale. It was, but it was I almost have to be careful so I don't crying now. It was the very last moment of them singing Because I Knew You, which I feel was supposed to be like canon to the universe, but also just like a really sweet goodbye from everybody to each other and the fans. Like it was just the people singing the song around the piano. That destroyed me. Because one, that song already does that. And then seeing them and like I'm literally getting teary-eyed. They were getting emotional. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this right now. Oh my God, I'm literally getting teary-eyed. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this right now. Oh my God, that wrecked me. All right, let's talk about something else. Yeah, no, I feel you on the ADHD. That's probably why I'm cool with it because I'm like, oh, what are we doing now? I would be too when he finds out. Yeah, I would be upset too. I thought Zach would be on there when I first watched. I was clowning hard for all of them. We did get Corbin in the 3rd season, but I thought that they were all gonna be. I was like, if they don't, because if you remember too, Nat, they were teasing shit. Oh, I cursed. Am I allowed? I think I am. I think I'm allowed a few. That was one. Um, they were teasing stuff. Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron, I'm fairly certain, together made like a short, like a TT or something of them like in front of the school, or they were teasing us. They were freaking teasing us. And I was like, if they're not in it, that's insane. And they weren't. And I was like, I was actually a little upset about that. They should have been. They should have made a quick cameo. I was like, even if it's like at the end of this entire season, and they're just like, "Do we miss something? Where is everybody?" Like they should have been in something. Did you see All I Want? Did you see All I Want have 1 billion streamers? Did you see All I Want have 1 billion streamers? I don't know what that is. I don't Skid, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what that. Oh, my nose is starting to get stuffy. Sorry. What does that mean? Did you see All I Want have 1 billion streamers? Who's All I Want? Is that a YouTuber? Is that a Titi? Is that the my friends, my two Swifty friends just made a group chat called the Showgirls, but the group chat was already called actually wasn't called anything. It was just bee emojis because we were talking about Yellow Jackets. And so they just switched it to the Showgirls, but my friend's husband's in it. And he was like, "Wait, this name change just threw me. What's happening?" That's funny. Mike could be a showgirl. I heard Jer's going to sing another song. Did he sing a song? I heard Jer's going to sing another song. What song did he sing originally? Him and Belly sang in the car together. Jer definitely dances to songs. We know that. What is it? I'm pretty, or I'm so pretty. What song did he sing? The song from All I Want. Oh, the song from All I Want from the first season of High School Musical, the musical, the series that Olivia wrote. 1 billion streams? Wow. That's amazing. I still get, I think I kinda, stuck in my head. I loved that one. That was such a catchy little song. I think I kinda. I think I kinda. At the bachelor party, I heard Jer's going to sing another song. Yeah, at the what do you mean another song though? What are you saying, like he sang a song prior to that? Or are you talking about the one that they were singing in the Justin Timberlake song they were singing in the car? Because the actor of Redbird is Team Conrad, I think. Oh, is he? I actually follow him on TikTok now. I haven't seen anything of him recently, but one of his TikToks, I don't know if I could even say that, and I keep slipping. One of his TTs came up, and it was the pink one. If anybody's on TikTok, the one that's like, "My name is Pink, and I'm really nice to meet you," and then they do like the other angle. It was him and the girl who plays Taylor, and they're like, "You recommended to me by some people," and the quotes were like something like, "Why does everybody hate our characters?" It was something like that. It was really funny, and so I followed him, but I haven't seen him make any recently. I didn't know he was Team Conrad. Do you think Steven will find out? Yeah, I think everybody is going to find out. I think it's only a matter of time, but eventually everyone's going to find out. Yes, Ellie, yes, I'm okay. I basically looked up what's going to happen. Okay. Because I can't wait to see what happens. I hate spoilers, but for this I don't mind. That's actually why I ended up I read the first book and then I listened to the audiobook, and then audiobooks are so much easier for me because again, I'm very antsy. So I like multitasking. It makes me feel like I complete more. So I will do the audiobook while I'm doing other things. And so I did the audiobook for I read the first one, then I did the audiobook, and then I did the audiobook for book 2 and 3. And I did that after I watched season 2, and I wasn't going to because I was so heavy into the show, and I didn't wanna be spoiled for the 3rd season. But what started to happen is people were giving me spoilers. And fortunately, I wasn't seeing them because my friend was kind of like going through my comments and being like, don't look at this, or like telling my brother, who would then like delete certain things. Um, and so I was so afraid that I was going to see a spoiler with there being so much time between seasons 2 and 3. And then also with so much time being between seasons 2 and 3, I was like, I'm just gonna read the audiobook. What was also happening was a lot of, again, not an attack, but a lot of Bonrads specifically were like referencing the book hard. And I kept getting frustrated because I'm like, I can't argue what happens in the book because I haven't read it. So I'm solely going off of the show. And I could, now having read the books, I completely understand like wanting to compare the two because I do it all the time now. But I couldn't do that because I hadn't read the books. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the audiobook because I'm either going to A, get spoiled, or B, not be able to conversate with people. So then I ended up doing the 3rd book, and honestly, I'm really happy I did because being such a strong Team Jelly fan, I needed to be prepared with what was about to happen in this season. If I wasn't prepared for that, my heart would have been freaking broken. I would have been destroyed. So I'm really happy that I did. I wonder what his reaction will be. When I hear the beginning of Gina monologue gets me every time. Oh. If I'm not mistaken, I think maybe is that her? I'm pretty sure it was her. I think she just like said that. I don't think that was scripted. Or maybe it was that like part of it was scripted and then like she improvised on some stuff, but I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I think she like that was her speaking to everybody, which was like, oh, Gina. Gina was one of my favorites. I loved her. Seb was my favorite, but then he was like non-existent towards the end. Me too. I was disappointed. I loved them. Yeah. The song, I read that at the bachelor party. All hell will break loose at that wedding. Is there going to be a wedding? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a wedding. So okay, that's a perfect roundabout circle back from our ADHD spree that we just went on. Jumping from books to different shows and songs and back in between. All hell will break loose at that wedding. Will there be a wedding? Because at the end of the book, there isn't one. Jeremiah talks to Belly about having feelings for Conrad still. And he says, are you still in love with him? And she doesn't say yes, but she also doesn't say no. She can't answer. She stays quiet. if I'm not mistaken. And that is the determining factor for, I think he breaks off the wedding because he says, like, I can't do this if you can't look me in the eye and tell me that you're not in love with him. And then he says something, this is the point that I wanted to say, but I wanted to make sure everybody was okay with the spoilers first. The thing that stood out in the book for me was Jeremiah says something along the lines of like, I think I always knew that you guys continuously had something there, and I just chose not to see it because I didn't want to. I think he acknowledges that, like, I just, like, I loved you so much and I wanted to be with you that I chose to believe that the love that you two had between each other didn't exist anymore. But maybe it's just that I didn't want to see it. And so that's why I think they're implementing these situations now where, again, in the last season, he looks when he finds out that they hung out together. In the last episode, he says, oh, dad's waving me over to get off the phone because he's uncomfortable. I think they're starting to, because I don't recall those moments in the book. So in the show, I feel like they're trying to show him recognizing things to lead up to possibly that conversation where he's like, something's happening here. And I think I just didn't want to see it, but it's happening, which I really like. And I hope they have that in the show. But yeah, Josh, I don't think we're even going to get to a wedding. I think it's going to be broken off before that. He sang at the part. Oh, oh my God, you're right. In episode 1. I don't remember it being in episode 1, but maybe you meant season 1. Yes. That's actually one of the moments that I really love too. I can't remember, I forgot that, Nat. So yeah, in season 1, they're at the party. It's on her birthday. And he sings Grease. He sings Summer Lovin'. He sings Grease Summer Lovin' because he was singing it to Cam Cameron and her. And then I love that part because Belly's like all shy and like annoyed with it, but Cam Cameron jumps up and he's like, tell me more, tell me more. And he starts like full on dancing like arm in arm with Jeremiah, and then they end up like buddying it up the whole night. Yes, you're right, he does sing in season 1. Yep. Yeah, look how that went. This bachelor party will be lit in a bad way when the hell is unleashed. Yeah, so I wonder how that's all gonna go down. Like, obviously I don't think we're gonna get Steven's wish of it being in Vegas. I wonder how, like, where they're gonna have the bachelorette party. Um, it'll probably end up being like Adam's like, let's have it here, and then Jeremiah's like, okay, and they they have it at some place. Um, that would be episode, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 5 left. Is that going to be the next one? That'll probably be the next one, right? Would that be the next one? Or would that be episode 9, do you think? Do you think, like, next episode's gonna be them talking about preparing for that, or is gonna be the bachelor party? I think it will be from I started reading the comment in my head, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to read these out loud." Um, I think it will be from Belly's sorry. I think it will be from Belly's agency instead of Jeremiah ending it. We're halfway through. It's sad. I know. I I hope, I don't know. I I would like it to be mutual. I'll say that. I'll say what I want, which is I would love if it was mutual, that they mutually came to a decision of breaking it off, because in doing that, I think it would show that both of their characters are maturing together finally, something that we have not truly seen. One, because we hadn't seen their 4 freaking year relationship, and 2, because they had never showed any examples of them maturing at all really in the relationship in this season. So if we have the 2 of them at the end mutually agreeing to end the engagement, I would love that because it would show maturity. With that for the 2 of them. With that said, I don't think that's going to happen. So if I had to choose which character ends it, I would choose Jeremiah. I would hope that it would come from Jeremiah over Belly, because I want happiness for everybody, right? I truly want everybody to be happy. It's obvious that I feel, at least, it's obvious that Conrad is endgame. So we know that Belly's going to be happy. So if Belly breaks it off and breaks Jeremiah's heart, I'm going to feel so sad. I'm going to feel so sad. But if Jeremiah initiates it and then Belly comes to the realization that her heart is with Conrad, then it's kind of growth for everybody. Yep, I would rather have it like that. Joshua, are you saying Belly breaking it off instead of Jeremiah? I know we're halfway through and it's so sad. I need more Taylor songs. Priya, yes. Why have we been deprived for 5 episodes of Taylor songs? Which, Priya, we were talking about before. What's funny is, or let me read your other comments first. Bachelor party and Conrad confessing and refusing to go to the wedding. Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of, they didn't like refuse to go to the wedding in the book, but he was pissed. I'm still top XP. Priya, I believe there will be Guilty as Sin. I love that song. I love that song, and I think it would be really good for this. I believe there will be Guilty as Sin next episode, maybe, and more Taylor songs, period, next episode from now on. Maybe new Taylor song in the finale from the new album. So Priya, we were saying before, I don't know if you caught this because I didn't catch it. My friend sent me a TT and it was saying like False God at the end of the last episode. I love that song. If you notice, it's like boom, 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 boom. You could hear like a heartbeat and then it goes into False God. And my friend sent me a TT saying, the season 1, when Belly and Conrad almost kiss, the fireworks scene, they played False God. And I was like, it felt familiar to me, but I love Taylor. So I was like, maybe, and us Swifties have had a week. So maybe that's why. But no, it felt familiar because it played in the first season, which was interesting. And then the heartbeat in episode 1 of this season, at the end, "You're losing me." One of the lines is, "My heart stopped and couldn't start again." And then her heart started again and played False God in the last episode. Isn't it kind of ironic though that the irony of being deprived for 5 episodes of Taylor music and then we finally get one for it to only be a song they already played? So I was like, yeah, False God, we got a Taylor song. And then I was like, oh, it was already in season 1. But I didn't realize that until after, and it's a cool tie-in, so it's fine. But there's definitely some irony in that. Like, it gave us one that we already had. So Priya, for potential TS12 songs, that's why I was joking saying I think they do have one, because the finale is September 17th. 2 weeks and 2 days later is October 3rd when the album's dropping. So it would totally make sense if she wanted to drop a single or a song in that time, within that time period, because there's only 2 weeks left, and maybe the show wasted all their funds on getting a TS12 song, and that's why they can't play anymore. And that emphasizes my point even more of why they repeated False God, because they wasted all their on CS12, which I'm fine with. Let's get it. End their wedding in a good way, but the brother siblings relationship will be strained for a while. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with that. And I've mentioned this before. I don't know if y'all remember. I really did not like the third book. I liked the first one, could not care for the second one, hated the third one. Went back and revisited it via audiobook, and I liked it more the second time around. I don't know if I just had so much pent up anger for what they were doing to Jeremiah. And then after I had time to process it and like sit with it, like I was okay reading it a second time. I don't know. But I really did not like the third book. And one of the main problems that I had with it was at the end of the book, they're just like, Belly and Conrad get married. Jeremiah has a date and he smiles and nods or something like that. Like, I can't remember. I can't remember exactly how it was, but it was like Jeremiah's like, I'll be good. I have a date. Don't worry. I'm fine. And then they just abruptly end it. And I'm like, what the heck? So I really hope that they don't have strain on the brothers, but I just don't have much faith in the writing this season. It's crazy how Belly and Conrad have more chemistry. I don't think it's crazy because we've seen I keep emphasizing how I hate this 4-year time jump, because if you think back, we never got to see any chemistry between Belly, except like we did see it in season 1 with like them crushing, but then nothing happened. And then in season 2, Jeremiah was like really frustrated with her because of everything that happened. And they had really great chemistry towards the end of the season, like once they started figuring out they wanted to be together. But then we had a 4-year time jump and like an extremely short montage of these moments between them that were like small little snippets. And now we're at the point where like they're purposely trying to show us a lack of chemistry in order to initiate Bonrad. So it's like, it doesn't surprise me that they show a crazy amount of chemistry with Belly and Conrad, because Conrad's endgame. So they're going to do that. But they kind of like never really gave us a chance to see true chemistry with Jelly like they did with Bonrad. But it ended on a bad way. Sad, yeah. Uh-oh, there we go. Hope So's Taylor Swift song for finale. Yes. I like that we're all in agreement with that. In the trailer, she's reassuring him. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer again. I haven't watched it since it first dropped. Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. Now, having been through half the season, it'll be interesting to kind of pick out what clips haven't been shown yet and see what might happen. You will need tissues for that one. Yup. Let her end it. Let her end it, Joshua. You want her to end it? Yeah, I don't want to. I want him to end it. Like I said, preferably I want it mutually. Preferably I would like it mutually, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I kind of want I want what's interesting though is like I want to read or listen to that part of the book again. I wish I could do that on live stream. Um I can't I don't know how it is with audiobooks, but I would imagine it's probably a big no-no. Um the reason that creators have to clip certain segments from the reaction and can't put the whole thing on YouTube is because of copyright, and I'm sure audiobooks work the same way, so I wish I could just play it right now, but after this, I'm gonna listen to their scene again and see it in book 3, because what's interesting is the way I felt about it is Jeremiah was trying to initiate Belly to end it by asking that. Like I don't think I think he didn't want her to say, "Yes, I'm in love with Conrad." But the fact that he asked that and she couldn't answer, and him being like, "Yeah, we can't do this if you can't tell me no," is like, "Come on, Belly, give me something." I feel like he was like giving her a chance to do that. But I feel like he ultimately was like, "Yeah, we can't do this," and broke it off because she couldn't answer. Taylor Swift songs are Bonrad. Taylor Swift songs are Bonrad is Taylor songs. Bonrad is Taylor songs. Oh, you're saying that's why we haven't gotten any Taylor ones, because they're Bonrad songs? But there are so many Taylor songs that can apply to so many different situations. That's why I'm surprised that we haven't gotten any since then. Like, there's so many. One of the things that I was one of the things about the season or episode 5, Conrad's point of view, I was like, I wanted to hear a Taylor song, and people were like, "Well, Conrad doesn't think in Taylor songs, right?" All the songs that we heard from Conrad in the POV episode were like the soundtrack of what Conrad would be thinking and feeling. And so the reason we get the Taylor songs with Belly is because Belly thinks in Taylor songs. So it's not necessarily songs that apply to the situation that Conrad is in, it's the soundtrack of his mind. And I said, well, not being a Swiftie is a red flag for me. No. It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke, but it's also true. Not being a Swiftie is a red flag for me. Conrad, why aren't you thinking in Swiftie songs? But yeah, no, there's so many songs that could apply to so many different situations that, like, I just man, that we didn't got any, but it's fine. We'll probably get some now. There were theories that she was holding back. That's why there were no Taylor songs since episode 1. Yeah, that pretty much applies to that. But again, there's so many Taylor songs. There's so many Taylor songs for so many things that could be applied to so many different situations. Yeah. We already got False God in season 1, though. Priya, did I explain that entire thing only to not see the comment that you sent that was talking about everything that I was explaining? You're sitting there like, yeah, Jess, I commented that. Oh, this love could play when they reunite in Paris. Spoiler, Conrad goes to Paris. Check the masters list I sent you. Sorry. No, so Joshua, maybe you weren't in here the last week. So Cam Cameron, the actor for Cam Cameron, I think slipped up when he was doing an interview and said that he had met up with Chris when he was was he in France or somewhere near there? I don't know if he necessarily said Paris, but he said something about meeting up with Chris, and everybody was like, I don't know if you were supposed to say that. Like, I don't know if you should have said that. What was Chris doing there? So I pretty much assumed. The Way I Loved You is coming back. I feel it. I love that song. That is one of my all-time favorite Taylor songs. I get chills thinking about it. I never knew I could feel that much. That line specifically, I never knew I could feel that much. I'm like, oh, I love that song so much. But I don't know, is since they already repeated False God to be as much as I love that song, they've also repeated The Way I Loved You. I'd be like, guys, no. Give us new Taylor songs. I want new ones. But that was very, very well placed in that scene. Never knew I could feel that much, and that's the way I love you. Whoa, my screen just went blue blue. The letters! Nat, yes, the letters. When do the letters come into play? I forget in the book. The letters happened after the bachelor parties? After the bachelor parties. Are the letters, yeah, the letters. Are the letters what instigated Jared talking to Belly about that and like asking if she still loved Conrad? I feel like that sounds right, right? Haley, hi. Hi, Haley. Hi, Caroline. Hi, how are you? Can't wait for Conrad to find out Jeremiah cheated and the letters. Do you think that'll be in the same episode? I don't know. I can't remember now. Not, you know what's crazy? I just listened to the freaking audiobook. Like, what happens in my brain? I could tell you what happened season 2, episode 3 of High School Musical, the musical series, and I watched it 4 years ago. But why can't I remember an audiobook that I just listened to less than a month ago? Like, I just listened to the entire freaking audiobook. Why can't I remember? Did you watch XO Kitty? I did. I didn't react to it, but I have watched it all. We're getting the new season. I know it's confirmed, but I don't know when we're getting it. Hi, Haley. Thank you so much. I love that you love the videos. Thank you for watching. Conrad is an old soul. He would like older music. Yeah. Yeah. That and you know what's funny? Like again, being a jelly, I point out the truth in which I feel like I pointed out something that was like really deep for Bonrad and then like completely got dismissed when I was advocating for Taylor songs. Because I was feeling like all the songs that they were playing in Conrad's POV were these like old classic romance love songs. And I felt like it was trying to showcase their love as like an old classic love. But then people were like, this Conrad's soundtrack for his mind. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So then that throws out my theory too. Jenny said they aren't just for Bonrad, mostly for Belly. Yeah, so then like that's again, and there's so many Taylor songs. Like I'm just surprised that there isn't one hiding in there somewhere. Like one somewhere in there. For Belly. He was there a whole month. Was he a month? Yeah, that's a long time. in episode 5 in the credits, it shows Paris unit set. That means it was filmed in Paris. I saw somebody mention that. Something about Paris in the credits. Yeah. You know what it was? Somebody had mentioned that, and they were speculating that the scene where Belly is they get to Cousins, she opens the doors and she's kind of leaning to the side looking out the window, was referencing a moment from Sabrina where she is doing that in Paris. And they were saying that maybe that scene was either going to be like that was actually Belly in Paris or something, and he was looking at her that way, or it was coinciding with like that's going to be a scene for her when she's in Paris. Lola always talks about the song too. She loves her Swiftie songs. I was watching it was Vanity Fair or Vogue. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them does lie detector tests. I love the lie detector tests. They're so fun. And it was the three of them doing a lie detector test. And Chris and Gavin were asking Lola questions, and I can't remember who asked it. It was Vanity Fair, Caroline. I can't remember who asked the question, but they were like, was well, they didn't meet Taylor Swift. So maybe it was like, was Taylor Swift acknowledging you the happiest moment of your life or like the best moment of your life? And she was like, like, I don't want to say no because that was like a fantastic moment, but like that doesn't top like real life family moments that I've had with like my loved ones. But like I of course it's up there, but like I don't want to be portrayed as lying. Instigated him punching Conrad. The letters? I don't remember. Yeah, maybe I should listen to the whole second half of the audiobook. You know, like I think the reason I'm getting one of the reasons I'm getting like washy on things with the book, even though I just listened to it, was they're changing so much and I'm so focused on the show and what they're doing that like I think my brain's like tired of jumping back and forth at this point. There was another thing, it was very small, but I'm like, why did they take that out? Because I feel like it would have went in line with what we were saying about like Jeremiah giving the look about acknowledging them spending the day together and then him correcting her about Rosie the dog. After the peach scene and Jeremiah comes home, Belly says something to him like, did you know that Conrad was allergic to peaches? And Jer's like, yeah, he has been forever. And she's like he's like, yeah, like obviously he's always been allergic. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, why did they take that out? Like they didn't show that in the show. And I feel like that would have been a good moment for like acknowledging that Jer acknowledges like things like that. Like he remembers things about Conrad and the past that Belly, it makes Belly like an unreliable narrator, kind of like with Rosie the dog. She thought that was Jer, but it was really Conrad. So it was just, I don't know, would that have been more emphasis to her not like would it have made her look bad that she didn't remember that? But then they referenced it was happening. She's like, yeah, you're allergic to peaches? And he's like, yeah, it makes my mouth itchy, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why they took that out. I don't know why they took that out. Just ADHD, that's why. That's always why, Ellie. Let's be honest. That's always why. Oh, gosh. Oh, if you look at the trailer, it looks like Jer has something white in his hand when he's pushing Conrad, so it might be the letter. Okay. But I wonder why. There's definitely, if that is the case, I don't think the letter would be why Jeremiah hit Conrad. I think the letter, heightened emotions, and something else included would be why Jeremiah hit Conrad, because I don't know what Susanna would say in the letter to make him do that, because like those are her feelings, not Conrad's. Did Life with the Walter Boys season 2 start yet? I did see season 1 so long ago, like a few months after it may have dropped. So what, at this point that's like 2 years ago. I did enjoy it, but I do not for the life of me remember one bit. I remember the premise. I seriously could not tell you the names of the characters, like not even one. So I do want to watch the second season, but I definitely need to recap the first season because it has been so, so long. It's funny too because with The Summer I Turned Pretty coming back, it made me think of Life with the Walter Boys, and I searched to see if there was a season 2 that I maybe had missed for some reason, and it was like, there's a possibility there could be a season 2, but there are no confirmations yet, and then, like, a week later, I saw a trailer dropped, and I'm like, "How funny is that? Like, what was I looking at?" Like, did I not investigate that well enough, or did they really keep this under wraps? Because I assume I would have saw that they, like, filmed or something, but, like, I saw absolutely no confirmation, and then boom, a trailer was there, and was it coming out in September? Or was it August? Is it this month? Excuse me. Think it will be in the same episode. Yeah, Casablanca is an old movie. You aren't wrong. Yeah, Casablanca is an old movie. You aren't wrong. Casablanca, I actually reacted to on Patreon. Oh, because they were watching it. Is that where I don't know why I didn't bring up Casablanca, but I know that Belly and Conrad were watching it. Um Christmas. They were watching it Christmas. Chris and Sean were seen walking around Paris. Yes, they were, and there's this adorable TT of a group of people walking up to them, and the girl's like really excited, and you can tell, and she's like really nervous, and she asks them to take a picture with her, and they are so sweet, and they're like, they happily take a picture, they talk to her a little bit. It's so cute. They were so, so sweet. You're right. It was showing old love as well. You are not wrong. That's how I took it. I'm on Conrad's team, but I know you are the Jeremiah. That's not what you said. Why did my brain process it like that? I'm on Conrad's team, but I know you are the Jeremiah team. But I watch your videos because they're fun. But the old videos I watch, you watch Cobra Kai. I just finished with them. Thank you for watching the videos, Haley. Yes, Cobra Kai. Oh, can I show you? Oh, I can't. I can't show. I was like, you want to see something funny, and you can't see it because I can't show you unless I take my camera off, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna screw it up. Screw it. Let's try it. Everybody wait, or everybody wait. Everybody brace yourselves for motion sickness. This is my screensaver. That's me and my boyfriend and William Zapka. Good old Johnny Lawrence. I met him at, oh, look at that. Perfect. I didn't mess up anything. I met him at, it was funny because it was actually a convention called Monster Mania. And it primarily is horror movies and like scary things, but they had like Cobra Kai people there. This was 2 years ago now. It was before the last season. Why were they there? There was some tie-in. I can't remember. But I also have one. It's me, my brother, Johnny, and Crease. They had the guy who played the guy who played young Crease wasn't there. I love him. It was, who was it? Who the heck was it? They had one of the maybe it was Young Silver? But they had Johnny, they had I don't know. Anyway, somebody was tied into a horror movie. I think that's how they did it. Cause I'm like, why are they here? Not that I'm complaining, but why are they here? And it's a horror convention. Somebody there, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was one of the younger kids, but it wasn't any of the main ones. It was like somebody who was like, you would know who it was, but it wasn't like any of the main ones. And I think they were in a horror movie, and then they kind of just like roped in them too. He was so unbelievably sweet, like so kind. I absolutely loved him. And as you could see, my hair was blue at the time. And he was like, blue hair, awesome. And then when we took this picture, my brother and I had the professional photo op with him and um, Martin Cove. I kept wanting to say William Cove, Martin Cove, Crease. And so we posed for the picture. And then as we were walking away, he's like, blue hair, love ya, see ya. And I was like, do you love me? I love you, Johnny. I have for years. Oh, I went off on a Cobra Kai rant. Where were we? Yeah, Haley. So thank you for watching my Cobra Kai videos. Oh my God, ADHD. Cobra Kai was another really, really, really fun show to watch. I loved that show. Sad it ended. Do you watch Wednesday? I do. I reacted to season 1. I will be reacting to season 2. I actually have to do Patreon request 4 episodes this month, and then the next 4 when they drop next month. But it will be only on Patreon. I'm not going to edit them for YouTube. I really enjoyed season 1. Loved the acting in it. I thought everybody was great. I will say, without any spoilers, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, I wasn't crazy about the ending, and I felt it was extremely predictable to the point where I called it out, and then in the reactions were like, it can't possibly be this because it's way too easy. It's way too obvious. So I started trying to like figure out what the alternative things would be. And I think it kind of like skewed how I viewed the show a little bit, because then at the end of everything I was like, oh, that was the ending. Okay. And so I was a little disappointed in that regard with like the creativity of the ending. But I thought visually it was stunning. Loved all the acting. I am excited to see what season 2 has to bring, because I think that or I know that I've heard it's really good, so I'm excited to see it. I was gagged when they played False God again. Ella, we were talking about that. So I when I heard it, I was so excited that it was Taylor in general, and I didn't realize until after. I felt like it felt familiar, and then my friend was like, "That was played when they almost kissed in the first season." I was like, "Oh my god." I like your Cobra Kai videos that you did. Love them. Thank you. Cobra Kai was also one of the first shows that I ever reacted to. Cobra Kai, Once Upon a Time, Winona Earp, High School Musical, the musical series, actually. Those 4 were like a few of the first main shows that I did. So I think because of that, I had like a lot of heart put into those shows, because not only did I get lucky by like getting really, really good, picking really, really good shows to do, but I just really, truly enjoyed them. The way I saw it was he ate peaches for her and never told her. Oh. Huh. I didn't look at it like that. I didn't see it like that. Can't remember exactly what they said, because because he said, I have eaten them before, but they just make my mouth itchy. Because I think she says, like, I've seen you eat them before. And he's like, I've eaten them before. They make my mouth itchy. So yeah, it could be that he just didn't. That would kind of be silly, though. Like, just say you can't eat the peach. But again, I guess it's going back to he will do anything and everything because he loves Belly so much. Except tell her that he loves her. Sorry, no, just kidding. Why is my daddy texting me? He's good. Conrad told him he still in love. Oh, you think Conrad tells Jeremiah that he's still in love with Belly? It's like, I think that I've expressed a lot that I'm frustrated with the writing of this show, of this season specifically. I think that it's becoming hard to speculate on what might happen because of that. So much would have to lead up to that point that I don't. Yeah, I could see Conrad telling Jeremiah, but I could also see it being for so many other things. So I don't know. And it's like, how will we get to that point? There's just like so much speculation for it that, like, I don't know how they would get there. I'm sure Susanna said she only ever saw Conrad in love with one person. Oh, yeah, it is something like that, isn't it, Nat? It is something along those lines. So maybe Jeremiah, maybe he confesses. So maybe Conrad confesses to that being true, and then Jeremiah hits him because he's like, we should have did this 4 years ago, bro. Which in my opinion is a little valid, but I think it's like I love all of you, and I really do have to say, like, everybody in my comments, I'm a little nervous this episode because I feel like I get notifications when when I get comments, and seeing like bits and pieces of them, I can see that some people are getting like real antsy. They're getting like little bits of stuff, and they're like, oh, they're getting excited, which is making the comments a little more excited. But the first 5 episodes, I think I've gotten like at least 200 comments on each video. And like for the first 5 videos, 200 each video, almost 1,000, if not more, comments total. And like 3 people have been really rude. But like that's pretty good considering almost 1,000 comments. And I feel like it's hard to defend certain things without giving a complete overview on like the entire history of the situation. At least like me, or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me and my brain. I feel like I get like that with a lot of things where I'm like, I can't just answer this. I have to explain everything leading up to why I'm giving that answer. So, like, if it is Susanna's letter saying she's ever seen Conrad in love with one person, and then Conrad said, yes, that's true. And then Jeremiah gets mad because he's like, motel. I don't think punching him is the right solution. I do not agree with that. I do see why Jeremiah would be so upset. And it's not as simple as Jeremiah asked Conrad to be honest about his feelings for Belly, and he didn't do that. It's not as simple. I agree with what I just said, but it's not as simple as that. And I think that's why I'm really enjoying the conversation that I'm having with the Crisis Bonrad. It's Crisis something in episode 5, where we have these like novel length comments going back and forth to each other, and I'm really enjoying the conversation because I think they're like me, where like they can't just answer something, they have to give context to why they feel like that. And so it's like I understand that there was a lot of emotion and processing and things happening within Conrad, where telling Belly at the motel at that moment, even though he did, he then took it back because I feel like he felt it wasn't the right time for them to be in that relationship, and he couldn't bring himself to have it. And so that, in addition to wanting to protect Jer, because he knew that Jer did want that relationship and he wanted the two of them to be happy, he therefore said like, no, nothing is there. And maybe he did not anticipate them dating for 4 years and then getting engaged. Maybe he was like, they're going to date for like a week and then it'll be fine. But like there's so much leading up to like I understand why now, at least. Back then I don't think I did, but now like dissecting all of these scenes and really watching this show and understanding these complex characters, I understand why certain choices were made. But putting myself in Jeremiah's shoes, I think I would get really frustrated and upset with that. Again, punching him, I don't think I would do. So, I don't know. There's got to be a pretty damn good reason for why he punches him. And I hope it's not just that he says he's in love with Bella. I'm sure Susanna said she only ever saw Conrad in oh, I just read that. Sorry. August 28th it comes out. Walter Boys? So okay, so the end of August. Okay. All right. All right. So I have time to catch up. I remember it being a really easy watch. How many episodes were there? Were there 10? Was that a tenner? Oh, we're going on 2 hours. See? I said it wasn't going to be a long one, and I just get so distracted with y'all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Caroline. IMDb has season 3. Not like out. Did you know that? Is signed on for a season 3? I didn't know that. How is it that I looked up if there was a season 2? I couldn't even find that. And now there's season 3. 10 episodes, 2023, so 2 years ago. 10 episodes for season 2. Yeah, dropping the 28th. Yeah, it says they're signed on for a season 3. That's cool. I like knowing that there's a confirmed season going into a certain season, because I like being able to theorize and like know that we're going to get answers to things. Oh my God, I need to read these damn comments. They are already filming season 3. It's like literally Caroline's next comment. Sorry, Caroline. Oh man. Yeah, I need to get off now. My sinuses, I can feel, are clouding my judgment. This season feels a bit slow for me. Yeah, that a lot of people feel that it was like really slow in certain situations and then really fast in other situations. And I think the reason why is because they're trying to implement so many different stories and not just our trio, which if we were going to get another season, I would be 1,000% on board with. But because we know that this is the last season, I don't love that they're spending so much time giving attention to certain things. I wouldn't mind giving attention to the things, but so much time is starting to frustrate me. Like the whole, I actually, as much as I love Staler and as much as I agree that there are many problems happening between the two of them right now, I actually like Denise, and the idea of Steven and Denise together is appealing to me. And then developing the idea of like them being partners and things like that, like toying with that idea, I would be more into, but they're spending so much time with it. Like we had like them, Steven on the train, then he's trying to move, then he sees Denise, now they're playing games. Oh, it's my game. It's like, I don't know. I feel like that could have been like one scene real quick, and I would have been like, okay, cool, fine, got the point. Move on to the next thing. But they dedicated so much time to that. And then, like, again, Taylor and her mom are the other one. I thought that Lucinda was kind of cute, even though she was a little aloof in the beginning. Now she just completely annoys me. She's obnoxious. I don't care about her stupid salon. I am annoyed that Taylor gave up her dream. And I don't need to see them folding pink towels talking about crushes on Steven. Because, like, my opinion is, again, if we had another season, sure, go ahead. Take all the time you want. But we don't. So give us, like, what we want to see, which is dialogue, dialogue, and in-depth character assessments for Jeremiah, Belly, and Conrad. And so that's where it's like certain things feel really slow and then certain things feel really fast. And it's frustrating, especially because we get 3 more episodes this season. Do you watch Motorheads or Maxton Hall on Prime? No, I keep hearing like things about Motorheads. I don't even know what it's about though. I'm assuming it's good. They're good if you asked. I will say Maxton Hall. I tried watching the first episode and I just could not get into it. And I don't know if that's because the state of mind that I was in when I was watching it, like I don't think I was as focused as I should have been. And so I do want to give it another try because I heard that there's a second season coming out. But I do remember watching the first episode and just like not being able to get into it. I have to go for a few minutes, but I will be back. Ellie, hey, I'm back. You're back already. This is how long I talk. I was just going to say, I love you, but I'm going to get off after I finish reading these comments. But you're already back. I loved Motorheads. I hope they get a season 2. Okay, I need to watch Motorheads. Let me write that down. Because I do keep hearing little things about it, but Motorheads. I'll watch a trailer. Why aren't you loading, phone? Oh, there we go. Oh, hey, I know you. Hey, that's Love Simon. Or Love Victor. That's Victor from Love Victor. And Ryan Phillippe. I love Ryan Phillippe. Michael Cimino. I love him. Did any of you watch Love Victor? I loved that show. I loved Love Victor. The whole season series. Did I do the first season? I can't remember if I reacted to the first season, but if not, the rest of it is on my Patreon. I loved Love Victor. I like the movie too, Love Simon. Joshua, goodbye, darling. I'm sorry if you were gone already. I didn't see this until now. I have to head off. See you next time. Caroline, or maybe he tells Jeremiah that his dad cheated on Susanna while she was doing chemo. That I could see. Again, I'm not a violent person. I'm like, if you get me mad, which like honestly, if you've watched some of my reactions for certain things, I can get like really worked up and really heated. If you get me mad enough, I will take you down with my words. But I am not a violent person. Like, I've never gotten into a physical altercation. I've never put my hands on somebody. I've never gotten to that point. So I have a difficult time excusing situations for people who do that. So like when I say I could definitely see that being the reason Jeremiah hits him, I don't necessarily agree with Jeremiah hitting him because I don't think that that is right, especially with it being his brother. But I can understand him getting emotionally brought to that point because it's that thing again where like season 1 he kept Susanna's sickness from him, gaslighted him when he was asking like, don't you think mom's acting weird, like, oh Jared's summer, she's sleeping a lot, whatever, brushing it off. He found out about it, got mad, hit Conrad, got mad, and then was like, don't ever keep things like that from me again. Season 2, the Shore House, found out it was being sold, didn't tell anybody about it, didn't tell Jeremiah about it. And then when he did find out about it, he's like, just go back to school or whatever. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. And then we had the conversation again. Jeremiah or Conrad, please don't do that. Please don't do this again. Don't keep things from me. We're in this together. Be honest with me. Tell me these things. And even Belly is like, if Jeremiah wants to stay and help, that's his choice to make. And he says, okay, you're right. It's like I think throughout the whole series, and now we understand why Conrad made those choices, right? Because along the way, we get to see like why he was keeping the sickness from Jeremiah, why we understand that he's doing it to protect him, to kind of shield him from having to deal with the trauma and deal with the sadness. But the fact of the matter is that every time he does that, Jeremiah's like, don't do that. Like, I understand why you're doing it, but I am telling you, please do not keep these things from me. I want to know about these things. This is how I feel. I'm telling you how I feel. I'm telling you what I need. And it's for you to not keep things from me. So for again, what would be like the fourth time, because I would also count like the belly emote. And again, I'm not attacking Conrad because I do understand why he made those choices. It's kind of like what I'm saying with Jeremiah. I don't agree with him hitting him, but I do understand why he would. I don't agree with why Conrad did it, but I do understand it. To now be at this point where for the fourth time, Jeremiah finds out for a fourth time, you knew about the cheating for years and years and years, and you never told me. I could see him building up all that frustration of like, "Oh, we've been through this. Why did you once again lie to me about something that's so important?" I feel like obviously Susanna being sick was important, but Conrad was trying to process that himself while keeping it from Jer. So like I understand more so why that happened, but we all agree that Adam sucks. We all agree that we hate Adam. And I feel like there's so many times where Jeremiah, in a way, defends Adam because he's so desperate to make a connection with him. And he wouldn't do that if Conrad told him about the cheating. So I don't understand. I think, I don't want to say, I'm assuming that Conrad knows that Jeremiah would be seriously hurt by finding out that information and doesn't want to see him hurt. But I also feel like Adam doesn't deserve to be protected in that way. And I feel like it's unfair for Jeremiah to have this idea and this vision and impression of this person when that's not like an accurate portrayal of who they are. And that's why it frustrates me that Conrad hasn't told him yet. That's why it frustrates me. I appreciate you reading and answering all my comments. Well, thank you for commenting, Caroline. I think that's why it frustrates me that Conrad hasn't told has never told Jer, at least right now. Because I feel like and that gets back to season 2, before the fireworks scene, where Jeremiah is like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, Dad's trying. He's trying to be here. He's trying to hang out with us. Why are you being such a jerk to him? And it's like, I think that so many issues between Jeremiah and Conrad would have been resolved, and Jeremiah would have understood Conrad so much more and would have bonded with him so much easier if Conrad had told him about the cheating. So to now at this point to still not tell him, and this now even worse, to allow Kaylee to be involved in the planning of his wedding, and for Conrad to still not tell him. Like I feel like after a certain amount of time it's like, okay, well, it's 4 years later. I'm not just going to like out of the blue tell you dad cheated on mom during chemo to like get you pissed, like it's in the past now. But the fact that Kaylee was brought up and involved, I really hope we see Conrad have that conversation with him. And I don't think we're going to in the context of like the situation that I would like to see it in. And I think that, yeah, again, allowing Kaylee to be involved in the wedding and Conrad still not telling Jeremiah, like I would be pissed. If like if if my dad cheated on my mom like that in that situation, like with Susanna, and then like this new girl came along and planned like majority of my wedding, and then like right before it my brother was like, by the way, I would be like, are you kidding me? You knew that and you didn't think to tell me? First of all, you didn't think to tell me, but secondly, you let this woman plan have my wedding? like like this is forever going to be attached to this. Like I can't change that now. And you allowed it to happen. But I will say that I think I'm more angry. Not angry, but I think I'm more frustrated with Belly not telling Jeremiah, because at this point at least Conrad knows that Kaylee and Adam are dating because Adam just said it. But I don't know if I don't know if Conrad necessarily knows that Kaylee is involved in the wedding planning. Belly does. Belly does, because Jer mentions it to Belly. So I'm more frustrated that Belly hasn't said anything yet, because again, like you're allowed, and I'm also surprised that Belly's not bothered by it. Like, wouldn't you be? I would be so, if I knew who this person was, I would not be okay with her planning my freaking wedding. And she's just like, oh, yeah, okay, Kaylee. Like, I would be like, oh, hell no, we got to have a talk. Like, if you want to argue that, like, well, it's not her place to say because Conrad told her that in confidence, and so like it shouldn't come from her, then that's fair. But then like she should say to Conrad, listen, I just found out that Kaylee's planning our freaking wedding. You gotta tell Jer something. Cause like I would be, oh my God, I couldn't. I would be like, no, this person is not touching our freaking wedding. That's cool. I'm glad that you told me. And the one that plays Miguel, no, it wasn't Miguel. Zolo Maridueña. I think I said that right. And Cobra Kai. I don't know why I'm obsessed with him, but The Summer I Turned Pretty is great. Yeah, it wasn't Miguel. It was, I can't remember who it was that was there, but it wasn't him. It was none of the famous people. He's great, though. I really liked him. I'm just waiting for the next episode that comes out, but I love The Summer I Turned Pretty. I do too. I can't wait for the love confession scene. I hope it's next episode. I don't think it's going to be the next episode. I think it might be the one after that, though. 7, 8. I think it's going to be either episode 8 or 9. What I did not know that. Oh, what did I say, Haley, that you did not know? Uh-oh. What did I say? I hope I didn't spoil something for you. I'm sorry if I did. Ellie Gidney. Hey, I'm back. I read that. I love Victor too. Love those videos. Oh, they're so good. That's a show I would like to revisit. I haven't watched that in a really long time. I can't wait for the drama. Ellie. But then all the adults knew too about the cheating. I think only oh, well, so Laurel definitely knew. Oh, let me see. You wrote more. Maybe you're going to answer it. I appreciate you reading the comments. He really was trying to have Adam to tell the truth in the car scene, but then Jared put his hand on his shoulder, like, stop pushing. So he stopped. That's how I saw it. Yeah, a lot of people think that. I don't necessarily think that Conrad was going to blurt out the cheating, but I think he was about to, like, really go into Adam and, like, press him hard because he was like, when did this start, Dad? And I was all here for that. But I also get why Jared was like, chill. Because again, the way it looks to Jared is Conrad's just having, like, an outburst at Adam because they're rivaling, right? He doesn't realize why. That's why I think it's important that he gets Jeremiah to understand why. Conrad is going to say he's like his father when he finds out about the cheating. I feel it. Yeah, I could see that. I could see him saying that. Belly knows too. She could have told Jeremiah. It should be Adam though. Yeah, and then that's what I was kind of. I think you commented that while I was on my rant. I'm more frustrated with Belly about not saying anything than Conrad. It should be Adam, but we all know Adam's not going to. Like, logically, you are correct. It should be Adam, but he's not gonna say shit. Let's be honest. He is not gonna say it. It's Adam. If I was Laurel, I would ring Adam and say, you are nuts or what? Yeah, I would, but at the same time, I think Laurel's just over it. Like, she's like, you gotta be effing kidding me. Like, it's surprising, but it's also not surprising. Like, I even said in my last reaction, I swear I thought I heard Jeremiah say Kaylee's planning the wedding, and I almost, like, skipped back, but I knew that the episode was over soon, and I didn't want to do that because I kept pausing so much, and I was like, there's no way. And then as I was editing it, I was like, why did I give that man grace? Of course there's a way. There's the Adam way. He did say that. I wonder if she forgot Conrad told her. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think to reference Conrad in season 1, do you remember everything I say? What does he say? Do you memorize everything that I say? Because when they're in the pool and she's like, I thought that you said this and I thought that you said that. And he's like, do you memorize everything I say? I think she would remember something like that. Because I think correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they also kind of, like, shoot the camera to her face? And I feel like she gave, like, a oh kind of look. Like a oh, yeah, okay. Great. Kaylee's involved. Oh. So I think she definitely remembers. It's the next one. Conrad is gonna say. It's the next one. I don't know. Conrad was really trying to have Adam say the truth instead of saying about the cheating. Yeah, I think Elliot, that's why I think he was trying to, like, coerce it out of him. Because he was so angry about it, and he didn't want to just be like, that's the girl, blah 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 blah. To be honest with you, it was a good representation of Conrad evolving in regards to like showing his emotions and communicating, because I feel like typically he would have been like F you and like jumped out of the car or something, or just sat there and like angrily not said anything. Instead, he was like, "Oh, really?" like an initiated conversation. But against Jeremiah, he just saw Conrad starting to get worked up and was like, "Okay, calm down, calm down." But yeah, I agree. I think he was trying to kind of like coerce that out of him. But back to the adults. So Laurel knows, and Cleveland knows. John found out and knew. Yeah, because does John know? Remember the Deb ball, Laurel getting upset, and her telling John about Suze being sick, but I don't know if she mentioned the cheating. So, yeah, the adults know, but I also don't I I don't feel like any of them talking to Jeremiah about it would make sense to me. Like Conrad's his brother. It is now like Conrad, and Adam in that immediate family. That's why I feel like it should come from Conrad. But out of, if you're including the adults, but honestly, I think it should come from Belly. No, you didn't spoil anything. No, you didn't spoil anything. The question that you said, which was Motorheads, or something like that. I did not know that the one that plays Victor. I did not. Oh, you did not know that he played on there. Yeah, that's what I recognized his face immediately, because he was on Never Have I Ever. Also, after Love Victor, he was on one of the, I think it was season 3 of Never Have I Ever for like a short amount of time. I love him. He's a great actor. He was also in a movie. I can't remember what movie it was. A Netflix movie, maybe. He was really good in that. Adam is to blame for everything. Yes. If he was a better father, Susanna wouldn't be asking anyone to look out for her children. You got that right, Nat. You got that damn right. Freaking Adam. He's a horrible father. I feel like Adam didn't even know that Belly and Conrad were together because he was so absent. Yeah, with the little sister. Oh, Connie's so happy to see his little sister. And I was like, little sister? Sir. Siblings don't do what they do. It's not, no. No. Yeah, that, Caroline, that's a good point. Like, even if he knew about them dating, even though it ended and like it's so far, like 4 years later, still making that comment is weird. Like, it's still his ex-girlfriend, and still it's not little sister. It's fucking weird. Oh god, I cursed. There's my 2. I don't know if I could say another one. Thank you for saying that, Jessie, because that makes total sense why Belly was surprised she got something wrong. Thank you for saying that, Jessie, because that makes total sense why Belly was surprised she got something wrong, because she remembered everything Conrad said, but she forgot it was Conrad about the Rosie memory. Yeah. She remembered. Yeah, that's a good point. She remembered everything that was said, just that it was specifically about Conrad. And she even mentions in the last episode, it scares me. Like, I thought I knew Jeremiah so well, and it scares me that I got this wrong. So it's like, even things that are applying in her mind to Jeremiah, it's always Conrad. It's always things. It's almost like there's so much Conrad in there that things are just getting overwritten because it's all Conrad. He was at Thanksgiving. He must be blind. Was he at Thanksgiving? I don't remember. Maybe I just block him out. I remember Thanksgiving. Yeah, I don't remember if he was there. I mean, I would think he would be. So yeah, he must be blind because but we're talking about Adam. So it's like the movie with Peyton List, I haven't watched it yet. That's not the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, that wasn't it like Girl Meets Ghost or something like that, or Boy Meets Ghost or something? That was a good one. That was cute. I watched that one. That was cute. It wasn't that one though. It was something else. And I feel like he was like, was it like Doing Trouble or something like that? Or was it the one with the girl from Riverdale? Was it? What is it called? IMDb. This is my brain now. So IMDb. Now we have to go to Riverdale. Now we have to go to oh god, where are the characters? Oh my god, Dobbie, you scared the living daylights out of me. Hi, my little monkey. She just touched my leg. I was like, what the heck? Camila Mendez. Now we have to go to Do Revenge. And is he in that? After all this? Is he in that? I feel like it was this one. Was it not this one? Why did I just do that? Why didn't I just go to him? All right, guys, I really need to get off after this because, like, what was that? Why did I not just go to Michael Cimino? What is wrong with me? Oh my god, Jessie. Girl haunts boy. Yeah, and he's also into Until Dawn. That just came out on Netflix. It's a horror movie. It's supposed to be really good. I don't see Senior Year. That was before. Oh, okay. Senior Year was right at the tail end of Love Victor. It may have been like right after he was in that movie. I never would have came up with that. Good looked. He was in, I feel like he plays like a real like doofy character. But he was like really, really funny in it. And it's a very small role, if I'm not mistaken, but he was really funny in it. Are y'all laughing at me because of that? I would be laughing. Yeah, he's blind or stupid because why would he say that? I don't know, Ella. He is definitely stupid, though. Susanna was so happy. I'm surprised he wouldn't know. Yeah, but like that's the thing in Jeremiah's POV. Yeah, no, I remember them and Thanksgiving and everything, but I don't like I can't when I try to picture it, I don't picture Adam, but again, I think I just block Adam out of my head. Um that's the thing, like it's surprising that he wouldn't know to a logical thinking person. Like we all know that Adam isn't that. He's just like he's Adam. So it's like is it surprising? Yes, but he's not a normal person. I like the summer I turned pretty in Love Victor and Young Royals. Haley, did you see I did reactions to last season of Young Royals? The entire series is on Patreon. The last season is on YouTube. I loved that show so much. So much. Such a great show. My Life with the Walter Boys, Heartstopper is on there too. I love Heartstopper, but I'm going to watch all of them again because they are my favorite. Yeah, those are all really, really good ones. Definitely top tier choices for me. A little detail that she still remembers what everything Conrad ever said. Sorry, I know you're Team Jelly. I'm personally Team Bonrad, but I'm not a mean Bonrad shipper. No, and see, like, that's like what has also, I feel, started to diminish this season for me is like I feel like everything's getting hit from all sides. Like, I feel like the writing is not top tier. I feel like the dissection of the characters has gone askew. I feel like everybody is either being overwhelmed, everybody in regards to the fandom is being overwhelmed or completely deprived. And because of all of that, they're taking it out on each other. And I've seen so many videos of people being like, y'all are ruining it for everybody. And it's not one side, it is the toxic side of Bonrad and the toxic side of Jelly. And those toxic sides, which are unfortunately extremely large and loud, ruining it for everybody. Because part of the fun in this is being able to have conversations and say things like that and have a conversation about it. Being able to talk about why you like Bonrad and me being able to say why I like Jelly, but also not being completely blind and unaware to the fact that there are things like that. Like Belly says in season 1, you said this, you said that. And he says, what do you memorize everything I say? Yeah, she pretty much did. And we see proof of that throughout the whole series. So it's like to deny, like, I'm Team Jelly because of what I saw happen mainly through season 1. Specifically, the first 3 episodes of season 1 grabbed me into being a Team Jelly. Season 4 was the clincher, and episode 4 was the clincher, and then episode 5, we finally started to get a picture of why Conrad was acting the way he was and why certain things were happening. But by that point, it was like too late for me. Like, I was already pulled into Jeremiah. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't see things. I'm not going to sit here and like completely ignore and deny the fact that there's chemistry, that there's moments, that they're like defining things that showed that Bonrad was going to be endgame. It's just that I like Jeremiah, and so I will defend and support him. But the fans who are just completely unaware and oblivious to things, it takes the fun out of enjoying the content and being a part of the fandom. And it makes me really, really sad and really, really frustrated because I'm like, do you really feel like this? Like, certain people, I'm like, do you really feel like, or like, are you really just, trying so hard to argue your point that you're willfully being ignorant to certain things? Like, I will never do that. And then there are times where it's like maybe somebody will argue or defend something and appear to be blind, but it's really that they just don't understand certain things or see it a certain way. Like, actually, in this last episode, in episode 6, I was like, the real estate, something really small, but I'm like, the real estate agent literally just said that this place has been on the market forever. And then in the next breath, he's like, so it's going to go really fast. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's so dumb. Like, here we go with the season 3 writing again. And then someone commented and was like, I totally get that. But coming from a real estate agent, and if you watch the scene again, excuse me, he says it's been on for a while, which is why, or he says they weren't renting to students, but because it's been on for a while, they are now renting to students, which is why it's going to go quick. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. But I was like ready to die on that hill of like, here we go again, stupid writing for season 6 or season 3, episode 6. So it's like sometimes it really is just like people truly don't see the way that someone else sees something. But you do definitely have certain fans that are just like, nope, I refuse to see it. I refuse to see it. I will never see it. It's not going to be seen, period. And it's like, that's not fun. That's not fun. Like, don't be one of those people. Have a conversation. Try to at least see the other side. And then if you don't agree with it, fine. But like, don't just completely cut yourself off from that because you want to defend somebody so hard. I went off on another rant. Where are we? My favorite. Yeah, Ellie, you don't have to apologize for your comments because I completely understand you. He not in due revenge. Yeah, no. We figured that out. Why did I do it that way? I still need to watch Senior Year. Sorry, I didn't say it. I didn't know he was in it. I watched it a long time ago, and I feel like I remember liking it, but it was like a little slow maybe. Because oh god, I can't remember her name. Oh, what is her name? It's escaping me. I love her though, the main girl. Who was in like Pitch Perfect and everything. I really liked her. And I feel like in the movie, she kind of got typecasted in like that typical like funny girl role. So it wasn't that it was slow. It was just like, we've kind of seen this already. But I remember liking it. I remember thinking it was fun. He's in his own world. Yes, he is. Kind of like I am right now. With certain things. The episodes are a bit boring in the beginning of the episodes, and then they pick up the second half of the episodes. I only have been watching only 3 reaction channels this season because the fandom has been so toxic for this reason. Yeah. So like I feel the exact same way. Like the first few episodes, I was like, "Oh God, is this how the season's gonna be?" And then like they progressively started to get better. The 6th episode was my favorite by far. I said 5 was my favorite before I saw 6. I was watching, what was the channel I was watching? I was watching, actually, I'll tell you exactly what it is because maybe you've seen it, and if not, you can watch them and then let me know what you think. Um Demon Trash. That's their channel is called Demon Trash. DEMON space TRASH. Demon Trash. They're 2 girls and I absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic. They come to think of it, I don't think I watched any of the first few episodes. I should watch them. But I found them through watching episode 4 reaction. And in the episode 4, in my opinion, now again, maybe you can watch them. I love them. Okay. So Ellie, have you seen the episode 4 reaction? Because I watched the episode 4 reaction, and to me, in my opinion, I thought I couldn't tell what side they were on. I don't think I still know what side they're on. I felt like they were being so I love them. Nat, you like them too. They're great. I thought they were being so level-headed and so even with different things that they were saying. And to the point where I truly did not know if they were team Jeremiah, team Conrad. All I knew is that I liked the video, I liked the content, I liked what I was hearing them say. And then I started reading some of these comments and I was like, people are ripping into them. They're and like one person was like, ladies, I love you, but with all due respect, like you can clearly see what side you're leaning on and you're being biased. And then someone else was commenting and was like, yeah, they're totally team Jared. It's so obvious. And like going at them in the comments. And I was like, am I like not seeing the right reaction? Like I totally did not see them pick a side in that video. So for me, I was like, being Team Jelly, watching a reaction and not being able to determine what side they're on tells me that they're being even between the two sides. But clearly, a decent amount of people were not taking it that way and like attacking them in the comments. So I didn't finish it yet, but I started to watch, they just dropped it earlier today. I started to watch their episode 5 reaction, and at the beginning they switch. Haha. So were they team Jared, now they're team Conrad? I have to you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back and watch from the beginning because like I said, I only caught them on the episode 4 reaction. So I didn't watch 1 through 3. Maybe they say in 1 through 3 what they are. But regardless, so I'm watching episode 5's reaction that they dropped earlier today. And before the episode even starts, they're talking a little bit and then they go, all right, let's get into it. Wait, one thing. And then the one girl's like, wait, one thing. Please don't be mean in the comments. And they like kind of addressed it. Like they didn't go too far into it, but she was like, please don't be mean in the comments. Like everybody be kind to one another. Like we're just people and we are sensitive. So like please don't be mean to us. And I was like, so they totally saw what I saw. Like they clearly read their comments and got the same impression as me because I was like, these girls are being so nice and not attacking at all, in my opinion. And they got like reamed in the comments by a lot of Bonrads. And I was like, to the point where, to be fair, I read a bunch that were Bonrad, and then I was just like, this is sad. And I stopped reading. So to be fair, maybe there were jellies in there too that got mad. But like I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I was like, I don't feel like they were being heavy on Jeremiah's side. I feel like they were even. And it was like it just made me so sad because I was like, why do people have to go like they're fake characters? Why do they have to attack people over fake characters? Like what the heck? My god, I went on another rant. I feel like Jeremiah, Adam, and Conrad should go to family counseling. Yeah, but you would never be able to get Adam there, let's be honest. We have to remember that they are just people trying to figure out life. It's okay to love one brother or sorry. I gotta go soon. My throat's getting dry. We have to remember that they are just people trying to figure out life. It's okay to love one brother over the other, but people take it way too seriously online sometimes. Yeah. Like it is. And again, like you have that in all fandoms, right? Like love triangles. That's typical. Like Twilight. Clearly team Edward, team Jacob. I haven't actually watched it, but Vampire Diaries. I know there's a strong one in that. Like there are love triangles and everything. So there's always going to be division of like who someone supports. But something about this fandom, this fandom is rabid sometimes. Also, individual counseling. I am firmly team everyone needs therapy. Haley, I did a reaction to Zombies 4 also. It's on YouTube. Actually, Zombies 3 and 4 are on YouTube. The full reactions are over on Patreon. And Descendants Rise to Red is on YouTube and Patreon. Okay, so I love them. So what are you guys saying about them? I have been watching you real time. That sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen them. And the Pink Popcast, are they doing it? You know, YouTube is weird because YouTube is fantastic. There are definitely creators that I follow and love. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? Yeah, I watch them. Their perspective is interesting because it's an all male panel, and I like watching them because I like that. Like, I want to hear their perspective of it, cuz being an all male panel gives for some really different and interesting insight. I absolutely love the Pink Popcast, and I have not watched them in forever. I got stuck on them for their Bridgerton reactions during COVID. I'm subscribed to them. I don't think I've had one video suggested to me in like over a year. So it's just so weird that like definitely subscribed to a lot of people that I really, really like, that I definitely showed a lot of love to, and their videos do not get suggested to me in my algorithm. So much so to the point where like something will eventually pop up, or I'll be looking for something for a show and see like that someone does it and be like, "Oh my god, I totally forgot about this person." Like, why have their videos not been suggested to me? And Tina on TikTok. Oh, should I not have said TikTok? Ellie, can you send me maybe a link for her in the DMs on Patreon? I don't know if I've seen her. I scrolled through so many videos on there. It's like insane. They switch. I need to watch the reaction for the season still, but first, the comments I read from their comments, they are neutral. From no, yeah, see, like, okay, I watched all the reactions to the show. They know about the anti-bully statement the show put out as well. Yeah, so you all were feeling like they were neutral too then, right? Because again, I'm like, am I seeing this from a Team Jelly's perspective, thinking that they're being neutral, and that's not what they're conveying? I thought they were being totally neutral. Comments did not agree. I see comments on videos that are literally death threats. Yeah, Ella, it's sick and it's sad. Like, but it's one of those things where it's not that it's acceptable, but people, it's like keyboard warriors where like, because they don't have to say it to the person's face, they can just say whatever they want. Like, I remember this was a while back. Somebody said something really nasty to me. I can't remember. It was and it was total troll. It was a total troll. They caught, I don't even remember what video it was, but I remember the interaction because they commented something, and normally I don't engage, but I said something back, and then I said like um I think it was like something about not posting quick enough, like regularly and quick enough, like for the next episode. And I had said something about like a family member being in the hospital or a friend or something. And then they were like, "Oh, I hope they don't make it." And I was like, "Okay, well, you're banned." and you're insane. Like, you said that because I didn't post a video quick enough? Okay. They know. Yeah, the anti-bullying statement that the show put out, like, the show shouldn't have to do that. The fact that the show had to put an anti-bullying statement out is just so sad. Really, Ellie? The Pink Popcast had to put a whole paragraph because Bonrad in the comments were going so hard. What makes this fandom so different is what I wonder. Like, is it just that because I was trying to think about it. Let me read some more. Covey, same, I felt so bad. Hi, Covey. Same, I felt so bad. People really attacking them. Me too. So unnecessary. They are three guys. Yeah. TVD fandom was worse. TVD fandom. TVD, TVD, TVD. Tell me what that is. TVD. Why can't I think of it? TVD fandom was worse. Tell me what that is. I love Twilight. I saw, oh my God, I'm obsessed with Twilight. Do you know it's rumored? I don't know if it's confirmed yet. It's rumored that Stephanie Meyer is coming out with a new book, and it's going to be about Jacob and Renesmee. And I think it's like a pretty hard rumor, like it's going to be confirmed soon. Love Real Time too. TVD fandom was war, and it still is. What's TVD? I'm getting there. They haven't read the books either. There's one reactor that's a jelly, but she absolutely hates on Conrad. It's disappointing. And see, that's the thing too. Like, again, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's all Bonrads, because it's definitely not. I've seen some jellies go off, and I'm like, you're making us look stupid. No, don't deny. Like, I saw somebody in the comments of a video saying like that again, like denial. There was absolutely no chemistry between Belly and Conrad in episode 5. That was completely one-sided on Conrad's side. Was no chemistry at all whatsoever. And I was like, were we watching the same thing? Because, like, I could see how you could think that through majority of the episode, maybe. But once you got to the peach scene, they made it a point to show Conrad walking away and Belly stand there like, did that just happen? Like, she clearly had a dazed look on her face of like, whoa. It was clear chemistry. So I'm like, why are you sitting there acting like do you really believe that? Like, do you really believe that there was no chemistry? Like, they made it a point to pause on her face to show that there wasn't one-sided chemistry. But maybe they really didn't see it. They have been getting blocked a lot lately. Yeah, the are you talking about YouTube? I will send the link later. Awesome, thank you. YouTube's blocking the reactions? Is that what you said? YouTube's giving me a hell of a freaking time editing these last few episodes. I couldn't monetize this last one again. I couldn't I monetized the first 4, no problem. Episodes 5 and 6, they were like, "Don't even try." So I just posted them, which is fine. I'll still get views, but monetization helps. And your video also gets thrown into the algorithm more if it's monetized. Oh God, I lost my place. I love real time. I will send you watch what happens next. Yes, I watch what happens next. Why can't I picture who that is? I definitely watch them. Watch what happens next. Guys, like I said, like my Swiftie brain does not have any room for any other information this week. It does not have any information. Oh, Watch What Happens Next with Andy Cohen, right? Watch What Happens Live? That's Andy Cohen. Watch What Happens Next. Likely for which could be a title. There's a movie called Watch What Happens Next. Caroline, I'm going to read The Vampire. Oh, I didn't know there was a the in front of it. Sorry, that was stupid. I'm like, TVD after I literally just said it. I didn't know it was The Vampire Diaries. I thought it was just Vampire Diaries. So the fact that the T was thrown in there like completely blocked it out of my head. Watch What Happens Next. What is that? Yeah, I saw that. I watched your videos that you did, and I watched zombies that you were. Okay, cool. Yeah, I loved those reactions. They were fun. I think one is Team Jer, one is Conrad. They were disappointed with Jer cheating, though. I think everybody was. But see, now we can get into a whole conversation about that. I'm going to try to be quick because I am trying to get off. I don't think he cheated. I really don't. And I really stand by that. I don't think he cheated. I think he said, let's just end it. She said, okay. They did not speak for a week. I think the reason I think it was a breakup. I think the reason they broke up was stupid. And I think that him not telling her when they got back together was very wrong. And that's the problem that I had. It was the lying to her about it happening. Because if you're lying, you know that's because it's going to present an issue. So it's not like, oh, I didn't think she would care. No, you purposely kept that information from her because you knew it would be a problem. And so you lied to her freaking face. And that's my issue. The Pink Popcast reactions are only on Patreon so far. Oh, okay. I'm assuming they're good, Ellie. I always like their stuff. But they haven't blocked enough people when they said they would. Like jellies on Twitter are mocking Chris looks. That's the other thing. Like, why are you bringing real people into it? I didn't see this, but somebody was saying that there was like a lot of hate to Chris's girlfriend in real life. I have an itch on my shoulder if you wonder what I'm doing. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, I didn't see this, but I'm also not into like I don't dive into like the real lives of things too much. But I heard that like a lot of people were attacking Chris's girlfriend, and I'm like, leave the relationship alone. Why would you attack the real person for a fictional character they play on a fake TV show? The Vampire I know that I've seen a few episodes of The Vampire Diaries. I'm not kidding, like 10 years ago, because the person I was dating at the time really liked it, but I never stuck with it, and it wasn't because I didn't like it. I don't know why. I think cuz I was 21-ish at the time, so I probably was not home a lot. But I never stuck with it, and that's one that gets recommended to me a lot. Um and so I could see that being a big rival fandom. It's bad, really. It's that bad. That ironically, that almost makes me want to watch it more, but at the same time, hearing that makes me think that I might need to wait until after the summer I turn pretty, because I don't know if I can handle another fandom on that level immediately after. Laura, yes, Nat. People are so weird with Chris on that app, but the account does nothing. It's so strange. Like, I don't understand why you would attack the real person over fictional choices. It doesn't make sense to me. That's absurd. See, I love Ian Summerholder. I love him. People were attacking his wife. He hates the fandom. I would too. The Pink Popcast comments were crazy because Benji is a Team Jelly. I could so see Benji being a Team Jelly. I love Benji. Oh my god, I could totally see him being Team Jelly. I might have to subscribe for that. But see, even that's wild. Like the fact that they didn't put they didn't even put the reactions on YouTube. It's on their Patreon. So they have people paying to specifically watch those reactions and are still attacking them. Like, Sammy Bates is good too. She is a Conrad. Sammy Bates is YouTube or TT? I'm just gonna write all these. What I do is I just open a Google page. YouTube. Okay, cool. I just open a Google page and then later on when I go to search for something, I go, oh, I have this here. And then it reminds me to look it up. Yeah, I feel so bad for Ian because people are still in his comments saying him and Nina are meant. Are you serious? Isn't that show over? Like, isn't that show been over for years now? I like Sammy too. I need to watch Sammy. I love Sammy's reactions. All right, cool. I'll check her out too then. No, he is a YouTuber. Watch what happens. Okay, so I have it written down. I need to put it into YouTube. I put it into Google. It's watch what happens live. No, now I need to do it now because I know that I know it and I can't picture the. Oh, does he get them out like super early? I think I know who it is. Why is my service so bad? I think Taylor Swift completely and utterly crashed the entire internet overall. Is it did I read it wrong, Caroline? You probably said it. YouTuber, he's married to a girl from Twilight. It's Watch What Happens Live? Because Watch What Happens. Or no, you didn't say that. What did you say? Say it again. Can you say it again? I keep thinking Watch What Happens. Or I have it in the Google. I wrote in the Google. Watch What Happens Next. Because, yeah, Watch What Happens Live. Silly me. Is Andy Cohen. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, I don't know who that is. Watch What Happens Next. Okay, cool. I'll watch him too. Oh, goody gumdrops. Now I have all different things to watch. Yeah, I've never seen him either. No, he is a YouTuber on the reaction. He's the definition of traitor by Olivia. You're just a traitor. That song. Oh. Jer, is that what you're talking about? I was like, because I had the YouTuber guy on my mind still, and I was like, oh no, is he a traitor? Oh my god. You didn't cheat, but you're just a traitor, but you're still a traitor. You didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor. And he booked flights too. He did. Lucky Chris isn't on social media much. I'm telling you right now, I would not be. If I was that famous, actually, for those of you who either aren't Swifties or haven't watched the podcast yet with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, she goes into a whole thing about that where she says, I don't go on social media. It's not in my bubble. I don't look at comments. I've been in this industry for 20 years now, and I don't even look at comments. I can't do it because I don't want to give that energy to people. And I'm not going to allow somebody that like calls me mid in a comment to ruin my entire day. And she says, think of, oh, what was it? Taylor, I'm gonna get it wrong. Think of your, I can't remember what it is. Think of your something. Like think of your confidence or your security or whatever as a luxury. Not everyone can afford it. Think of your time. Maybe it's something as simple as time. Think of your time and attention as a luxury. Not everyone can afford it. Like you can't get sucked into that because it's so loud and it's so many people and they don't know who you truly are. They don't know anything about you or your life. So to attack people off of what you barely know is just so horrible. Regarding TVD, I personally don't understand how you can hate Damon or Stefan. I love them both so much. That's an interesting perspective too, Ella, because yeah, even though there are love triangles in certain fandoms, you don't necessarily have to choose a side. So to like them both is totally fine. And in fact, can almost sometimes make it a more enjoyable experience because then you rival with yourself in your head instead of arguing other people's views. And that can sometimes, yeah, be more fun. Our Leslie reactions on YouTube. My Canadian boy Ian. Why does YouTube not send me to these people is what I want to know. Because I will like literally just go on and search Summer I Turned Pretty reactions. And I remember, I remember my brother and I were I can't remember what show it was, but we were reacting to the same show. And like, obviously, we like each other's stuff. And like, we both posted the reaction. And I can't remember if it was me or him, but one of us was like, go search for the video. I just posted it. And instead of going to our channel, we just searched it in the search engine and it would not come up. Like we went into YouTube, into search, put like the title of the show, the season, the episode, and reaction, and got suggested like 5 people, and none of them were us. Like if we'll say it was me. I was like, Jay, go look for my video. None of them were me. And he was subscribed to me and he obviously likes all of my videos. So why would mine not be suggested to him? And then he had to go to my channel and like it that way. And it's like I don't get sometimes because I'm like, so I'll just go in and I'll be like, Summer I Turned Pretty reactions. And like, I've never seen any of these people. Rizzo is a team. I don't care. And you know, Ellie, I can totally see that too. I can totally see Rizzo being like, this is ridiculous. Oh my God. YouTube. Oh gosh. Oh my God. I was sitting in the chair a certain way and there's like an imprint of the chair on my leg. Ow. Oh wow. I was sitting that long in that way and didn't realize. Oh, that feels funky now that I moved. I don't like it. He is married to a girl from Twilight, Nikki Reed. Oh my God, I love her. Really? Interesting. I'm going to have to watch that. Watch What Happens Next is a YouTube channel. I love him. Trophy reactions. That's who I was thinking of when you said watch what happens next. Trophy reactions. I don't even understand how he gets his videos out so fast. It is absolutely insane. Like he must wait for like exactly when it drops because I used to do that with certain shows, and people would say the same thing to me and be like, "Oh my god, how'd you get it out so fast?" I would watch it the second it dropped and then, like, immediately start editing it. Now, because they're 3 a.m. for where I am, I'm like, I can't do it." I did it for the first 2 episodes and I was like, "Ooh." So I get up at 5 with Robbie. He goes to work by 5:30. I'm reacting by 6. And by the time I'm done watching it, I get up and take a break before I start editing and watch Trophy reacts because he already has his out. And I was like, damn, he gets them out fast. Ian and Nina dated. There were rumors he cheated on her. That's why. Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe it's fueled a little from that. Nina is engaged to Shaun White. Nina is engaged to Shaun White, plays Elena on Vampire Diaries. Yeah, so ow, my knee. Nina Dobrev, if I'm not mistaken. And feel like I knew her name was Elena, just because again, so many freaking people talk about it. I have a picture of the other brother in my head. I don't know his name. Stefan is that one, and I don't know the actor's name, but I know exactly what he looks like. I love Ian Somerhalder. I know Nina Dobrev, and I know that her name is Elena, literally all because the show is so popular, but I've never seen it. So it was rumored that he cheated on her. But see, like, even that's none of their business. And even if it's like a hard proved rumor, I would be like, you're a piece of shit. Oh, there's my fourth curse. But I don't think I would take it as far as, like, going and attacking the person, no. Like, I would definitely have a strong opinion, but it's like, unless it's, like, my best friend or somebody that I care about, I'm not getting involved. I don't know these people. Alright, I'm gonna start to wrap things up. You will love this for Team Jellyfish. You will love this for Team Jellyfish, but in the new videos, Ben bought a jellyfish shirt just for the show, and Rizzo was clueless about why he bought the shirt. I love them so much. The two of them are so freaking hysterical. Oh my god, Rizzo. Paul Wesley, okay. Played Stefan. Yes, 100% the show is so much more than a love triangle. Then she left the show for a while. Really? Huh. Interesting. If you want to watch a show that's not in your face love triangle, then watch The Vampire Diaries. There's a lot more to the show than that. Yeah, a lot of people told me I would like it because, like, I love vampire stuff to start with. I love, like, supernatural stuff like that. Supernatural, another one that I've never seen. And so, like, that mixed with everything else, a lot of people told me I would like it, and I think I really would too. I think where I struggle is, like, that to me feels like a good reaction show, but it's so long and it's such a dedication that I feel like I never watched it on my own because I was kind of, like, waiting myself out to see if I would ever be prepared to react to it. At this point, I don't think I will, um, unless somebody wants to request it, and to request that many episodes, I don't see someone doing it, so maybe I will just start watching it on my own. I need a good, like, healthy show to, maybe not healthy is the wrong word, but I need a good long show to binge by myself. So maybe that'll do that one. Ina and Nina are both Canadian. She was on a show called The Grop She was also called Degrassi Caroline. I love Degrassi. The Next Generation, also Drake was on the show. It is Canadian. Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. Yeah. If I hold out, if I do, I know I can make it through. Be the best that I can be. And I'll say to you, whatever it takes. I can see it. I know I can make. I know. I know I can make it through. That was for you, Caroline. And I hope that proves that I'm a Degrassi fan. Freaking love Degrassi. I even liked the reboot of Degrassi. Did you ever watch the reboot on Netflix with Max? Isn't Max? Yeah, Max from Ginny and Georgia. Wow. Did you see that Space Out? I was like, what's the show that I just watched that I'm obsessed with? Ginny and Georgia. And somebody else is on there that's not making it into my head. I really liked the reboot, and I was very disappointed it wasn't continued. Wheelchair Jimmy. Jessie, you need to watch their Freaky Friday reaction. It's so good. One of their best reactions. It was so funny. That's funny that you say that because I really want to see Freakier Friday, but I haven't watched Freaky Friday in so long. So I wanted to rewatch it. Robbie and I were going to rewatch it and then go see Freakier Friday. So maybe I'll watch their reaction and then rewatch it. It's a life-changing experience. You should watch it. I just want to let you know. I like the originals more. The originals was another one I heard was really, really good. So sorry for my grammar in my comments. I don't notice it. If I'm stuttering on words, it's not you, it's me. It's a mixture between my eyesight is not great. I need to get glasses. I have them. I haven't worn them in years. They're completely scratched and useless. I need to get new glasses. I am right now tired. My allergies are bothering me today, and my Swiftie brain has monopolized every single thought being processed for the unforeseeable future. It's not your grammar. Jessie, don't dare me. I will probably request after interview with the vampire. We'd be there for years, Ellie. Nat, I like the originals more too. I am still on season 3 of Ginny and Georgia. Or season 2. Caroline, is Max am I gonna look that up too now? I am. Max is one of the girls in. Oh well, you never said if you watched the Degrassi reboot. Did you watch the? Can't wait for the new episodes of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Caroline, did you watch the Degrassi reboot? Did you like my singing? Like how I've been saying for 40 minutes, I'm gonna go, and now I'm looking up Degrassi reboots. I need to go. I've had to pee for the last hour. Not that you needed to know that. Sarah Weiss Glass. I love her. She's so good. Yeah, Degrassi next class. Yeah. Oh, is that what you said? Did I just randomly start singing Degrassi without soaking in that you said next class? Okay, yeah. Degrassi Next Generation. The Yes, I like the singing. Yes, I like the singing. Can't remember if I have seen the reboot. Yeah. So Next Generation. So there was Degrassi, which was like the 80s one. Degrassi Next Generation was the one we're talking about with Jimmy and wow, I'm tired. Nina. And Degrassi Next Class is the reboot that was on Netflix. It was only, oh my God, she's in it too. Oh my God, it's another show I have to revisit. Degrassi Next Class came out in 2016. It was only there were 4 seasons. I always forget that. I felt like there were only 3. It came out 2016, 4 seasons. Oh, that's why, because they dropped really fast. So seasons 1 and 2 dropped in 2016. Seasons 3 and 4 dropped in 2017. And then I will tell you. Wait, did I? Yeah. Did I see this? Yeah. Why is that not the picture that I remember of the finale? Seeing. Yeah, the finale doesn't. That picture doesn't look right to me, but if I'm remembering correctly, which I'm fairly certain I do, it ends on like a ginormous. Yes, I can see you. So you did see them. I never seen it ever. Nat, you never saw Degrassi at all? Hola, hola, Marianella. Can't wait for the new episodes of Summer Too Pretty. If I saw a TVD reaction by you, I would probably cry and freak the F out. Yes, I like that's the other like I love reacting and I do like editing, but editing takes so much time. So that's the other side of it. Like if I ever did react to it, I would probably only put it on Patreon. 1 hour long video takes me at least 3 hours, if not longer, to edit. Yes, I like the singing. Can't remember. Oh, side note, Claudia was recasted because the first actress had scheduling conflict. She was filming Avatar 2. Oh, okay. See, I thought it was because like she's not aging, she's a vampire, but I'm like, they could have CGI'd that or something. I will say, I was like, aw, I liked her. And then like instantly, like, did not even remember that was a thing. Like she was so good and did so well. I really like do not mind at all. I didn't comment it yet on the video because I still need to finish watching your reaction. Yes, I have seen them. I remember her. I don't think I saw them all. How did you get into reacting? So, if I remember correctly, season 4 ends on like a ginormous cliffhanger, and then they did not renew the show, and it really, really upset me. But my reaction before was not only is why are you doing this? There we go. Not only is Max on it, I keep forgetting that I can't show you guys the screen. Not only why can't I remember her name? Not only is Max on it, but one of the Mangs, Nora's in it. So Max and Nora from Ginny and Georgia are both in Degrassi Next Class. I really liked it, Carolyn, if you ever want to finish it. How did you get into reacting? To be completely honest with you, my brother, I mentioned this before in other videos, Viewmasters reactions. I am, of course, better, but he does reactions. He started doing them. He started doing them before COVID. Maybe like an year or two before COVID. And during COVID, I, like most of the world, was in limbo with my job and home, and I was twiddling my thumbs, not doing anything. And my brother was like, "Would you like to start trying to maybe edit some videos for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So I started doing that, and I actually found it really fun. And when I was doing it, I was like, I think I would have a lot of fun doing this. I love TV. I love movies. I love music. I love talking. As you can see, I can't shut the hell up. And as I said earlier in this gigantically long live stream, I have a hard time compartmentalizing my thoughts into short phrases. And so I was like, I feel like I'd be really good with reacting because I have what to say. And like, I like watching reactors that have a lot to say because I want to know their opinions and stuff. And so there were a few shows. What did I do? I did the last season of Game of Thrones is on Jay's channel. I did a few episodes of that with him. I did a few episodes of Rick and Morty with him. There were some other things too, I think, that I did, and I really liked it. And so then I started doing trailers. I was like, I'm going to ease into it. I'm going to make a YouTube channel and I'll start reacting to trailers. I started doing a few trailers and I would do them on my phone and edit them on my phone, which was absolutely insane now that I think back to it because it was like ridiculously hard. And then just kind of evolved from there. I really liked it and I had a lot of fun. And so then I started doing a show. Actually, you know what's funny, Caroline? I did an episode of Degrassi. I did maybe 2 or 3. I was gonna rewatch the original Degrassi Next Generation, and I stopped. Excuse me, because at the time it was not easily accessible for me to watch them. Like, the setup, like, I didn't have this setup with my computer and everything. I was literally watching stuff on my phone. So the way that I was accessing those videos and the program that I had on my phone to record it with was, like, really crappy. So, I stopped doing that. But, yeah, then once I started getting really into it, my brother was like, "Just use my computer." So I started reacting on his. So if you go back to, like, my old videos, you'll see, like, it started on my phone, it went to Jay's computer in his room, then it went to Jay's computer in the recording room that we have, and then now I do mine on here. But yeah, I just like reacting, and I like community too. Like, I like talking to everybody. I like hearing everybody's opinions. It's fun. Also, like, I love Robbie to death. Robbie is not into a lot of the same stuff that I'm into. There are definitely things that, like, we vibe on with shows and movies, but he is like a history buff. He loves documentaries. He loves war movies. Like, he loves, and I'm just like, I want to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty and Ginny and Georgia and Degrassi. And then I want to talk about everything. And he's like, I have no opinion. So now I have all you guys. Haley, I am doing a reaction to K-pop Demon Hunters actually tomorrow. I'm not even kidding. Not gonna edit it for YouTube. It will be on Patreon, but it was a request from somebody. I'm doing it tomorrow. I should have did it today, but I had so much going on I couldn't. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I never even heard of it. Yeah, Lee, both of them are really good as Claudia. Um, I mean, I've only seen the one episode so far, but I really like her, the second girl. I heard it got canceled, if I remember. I guess you're talking about the Degrassi reboot. I guess it did. But I was just so surprised. And it's even weirder that I looked it up and it's showing like a decent amount of episodes. I've never seen that before. Like a full season dropping a full 2 seasons dropping in the same year. It's weird. But yeah, I thought it was so good. I really liked it. Joe, Noah, and many others. A couple of my friends in Canada do YouTube channels. It's fun. I'm from Canada. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's fun. It can be really discouraging in the beginning. I think that I got into it at a good time because it again was during COVID, so I had a lot of time because I was unemployed. Like I got well, we were in limbo, right? I was on unemployment. Then when things started to open back up again, I got laid off, and by then I had already started the YouTube channel as, like, a way to, like, stay busy and do something, um, and so and I've mentioned before, my mom had a really bad accident right before COVID, so I had to stay home and be with her, so it was, like, kind of weird how everything happened, right? Like, my mom had her accident in, October. COVID happened in March. I got started my YouTube channel, got laid off in like officially in like September, October. But by then I started building the channel up enough and had to be home with my mom. So like it worked with what I where I was. And then I just like kept progressing and progressing with viewers, started the Patreon, and like then from there on it just fit because I was able to stay home and help my mom and stay steady with my subscribers. Thank you, Caroline. She is doing really, really well now. She's doing like astonishingly well. Um but yeah, it all just kinda, like, worked out oddly enough in, like, a weird messed up situation. Like, the silver lining was that, like, everything kinda worked out really nicely. But it can be really discouraging at first because I remember, like, having barely even 100 subscribers and being like, "Oh my god, I got another one. Oh my god, I got" it's, like, so exciting every time someone subscribes. I'm like, "Oh, cool, I got, like, 100. Oh, cool, I got 200." Now I'm, like, on the verge actually, let's check. What am I at? I'm on the verge of hitting 10K, and it's, like, wild to think that I'm at that point. But there were definitely times where I'm like, "This is silly. What am I doing? Why am I putting myself out there like this?" And, like, this like, what if I get really weird about, like well, my best friends know that I do YouTube, but, like, I don't post it on like, I have Jessie Dobbie TikTok, Jessie Do or Star Chef, but Star Chef Instagram, things that pertain to the YouTube channel, but, like, most of Robbie's friends don't know that I do YouTube. Like, some of his friends do, but, like, I get shy, which is funny because 'cause I'm over here, like, doing crazy things. I know I can get really crazy, but, I get really, really, really shy, and so it can be very discouraging at times when you're building your channel, but if I have any advice, it's just to keep going. Keep going. Don't be discouraged. Be proud of yourself for what you can do and what you can accomplish, and move forward. Whoa. I have 23 dislikes on my episode. Immediately after, I'm like, be proud and move forward. I'm like, look at all my dislikes. I'm not kidding you. That is the most disliked video I think I have in the history of YouTube. I mean, we're not surprised, are we? It's Summer I Turned Pretty Fandom. Episode 5 has I have 156 likes, 23 dislikes, 87.2% likes. I'm not kidding. I think that's the lowest video that I've ever. I wish there was a way to tell. I can't organize them by. I can organize them by views, but I can't organize them by likes and dislikes. But anyway, focus, Jessie. 9,665 subscribers I am at. Not bad. So that means I have 335 to get to 10K. Pretty cool. My annual rewatch. Yeah, I loved Once Upon a Time. Again, that was one of the first first shows that I did. I'm obsessed. Actually, I am obsessed, and I got my brother hooked. Um, he is currently on season 3, 4. I don't know if he's editing them for YouTube though. I think they're just on his Patreon. That's cool, Caroline. Book reviews and food reviews. It's funny, like I love doing the reactions, but if I had to choose another one, I would do food reviews. I'm a foodie. I love eating, I love cooking. Stranger Things. I can't wait for season 5 either. Stranger Things is so good. My friend YouTube is Liz's Music and Other Things. I will subscribe. So the finale of the last season of Stranger Things, I got COVID. It was a long time ago. So it was when COVID was going around. I had COVID, but I was like, nothing will stop me. Oh, wait, I didn't know I had COVID. Is that what it was? I don't think I knew yet. I knew I was really sick. I knew I was like feeling really terrible. I don't remember if I knew or not. I think I knew I was really sick and I was really not feeling good. And then I think I tested myself and I was like, sure, it's COVID. But in the reaction, I mean, you could go watch it. I say it. I'm pretty sure I didn't know. I just remember feeling like absolute hell, but knowing like nothing is going to stop me. I need to watch this finale. I need to watch this episode. And so I did it while feeling absolutely horrible. Liz's Music and Other Things. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Liz's Music and Other Things. Music content and videos. Some by me, some that I enjoy. Boop. Subscribed. I will check it out. Hope Robertson. Yeah, so I remember feeling like absolute trash and being like, I need to do this, and did it. And then I think that, like I just said, that like a 1 hour video, oh my gosh, her baby is adorable. Sorry, that was ADHD for you. Holy cannoli. Like the alfalfa hair too. Oh my god, she's so cute. Okay, let's focus, Jessie. Subscribe. Okay, I've subscribed to your friends. I will check them out after. Um, ooh, blueberry muffin drink. All right, uh, I think that like I just said, an hour-long video takes me like a minimum of 3 hours, if not longer, to edit. I think that was by far the fastest edit I have ever done in my life. I sped through that so fast because I knew I had to get it out and I knew I felt like trash. And it ironically is one of my highest performing videos, obviously because it's the finale of Stranger Things. But I think that when I edit, I tend to scrutinize things like way too much and a focus on trying to get so much into it that I end up doing myself a disservice sometimes, because I should just like focus on like the main crazy parts, and I don't do that. And yeah, I 29,000 views it has. 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. 29,000 views. And again, it was the finale of season 4 of Stranger Things. So like obviously it was going to do well in some regard, but it's my second highest video. Wow, that's actually really surprising. My first highest video is 33,464 views with it's Pen 15, season 1, episode 1. Really? Wow. I mean, I love that show. I just didn't realize that many people like that show. Oh, y'all, listen to this. My number 4 best performing video, season 3, episode 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Wow. 21,000 views. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny is that now I am only getting about 9,000, which tracks because that means that half of that 20,000 were probably hardcore Conrads who hate me. Oh, goodness. All right. I think we're going to end it here. I just sent the TT link. Awesome. Thank you, Ellie. Okay, guys, it's 3 hours and 51 minutes, and my bladder is going to explode. So I think we're going to end it here. I love how I said I'm not going to be on as long as I was last week because my allergies are bothering me, and I was on twice as long as I was last week. So, but that's how great a company you all are. I love you all so much for being here. Thank you for entertaining me. I hope I entertained you as well. I'm very excited for next week's reaction. Um we I guess we'll stick to Thursdays. Maybe let's stick to Thursday now, because I did Tuesday last week to do before the live stream, but I just went over everything in this episode. So we'll watch the episode Wednesday, do the live stream Thursday. Got to get ready for bed anyways. Work comes early tomorrow. Yeah, oh my god, it's 10:48 where I am. Yeah, time to go to bed. Mwah. I love all y'all. Thank you so much. And we will group next Thursday at 7 p.m. Oh, hey Jessie, have you seen the finale? Seen Final Destination? If not, you should watch it. I think there's 5. Oh. I am obsessed with Final Destination. I am absolutely obsessed with Final Destination. Huge horror fan. Love Final Destination. We're on the same time zone. Came here. Good night. All right. I love all y'all. Good night. We'll see you next week.